Why don't we roll some dice to see what happened last time? On
Looks like you're gonna
Weird
get lower
and
than
Wild.
I got a 3.
That roll was for Luke.
Sure.
Died. Gobian got a 3.
Oh yeah, I got a 3. So but I don't care or mind. I'm just waiting for Justin to finish putting stuff in the freezer. Give me 1 second.
Fuck Justin.
Oh shit.
Don't talk about my dog Jay Money like that.
Yeah, don't ever fucking talk about Jay May like that. I'll bust your fucking kneecap. So last week on Weird and Wild, I gave the recap and I wasn't here, and
Did a good
That's
job.
pretty
so
good,
from what
yeah.
I kind of remember, we started plotting out how we were going to do the heist for the casino. So we had gone shopping, got all of our disguise stuff worked out, kind of smoothed out everything. Glace had gone with Nvidi to set up her performance because she still actually had to even get registered for that, I believe,
With
or
Mean
get a
Gene.
spot. But with Mean Gene, that was amazing, and she got her spot. She will be going second or third, from what I remember, maybe fourth. I don't fully remember. Then we had gone to meet up with the woman that had the maps, I believe, of the casino, or the blueprints rather. And she was kind of weird to give it to us at first. She didn't want to be involved, and she didn't want anything tracing back to her.
Bow.
But
yeah.
So then Aesop and I had eventually convinced her that, you know, he could make copies of it. It would look legitimate, like it would look exactly 100% like her map. We wouldn't have to take her maps. Then I did some checks to ensure her that, you know, I would have the capabilities of taking something without getting caught. Excuse me. Then we had pretty much went to bed, maybe discussed a couple things here and there just to get everything 100%. Got up the next day, and now we're kind of here. We've all gone in individually. Glace went in first with Nvidi and went up to her little VIP area, hung out with somebody I don't remember, but I remember they were a magician or something, or illusionist. I went in and I've played a poker hand, or whatever that game was called, and then
The Golden Gambit.
the Golden Gambit, and then Ringkaz, and actually I don't remember, was Sun Kong with
I'm with Glace.
Glace? Okay, I wasn't sure if it was you two. So Sun Kong and VD and Glace are all together. I'm by myself, and then Ringkaz and Aesop are posing as the bug exterminators to go downstairs. They actually were able to bring in like weapons and stuff, whereas the rest of us were not allowed to. And that's pretty much the gist of it, I think.
That's pretty good. You're gonna find a weird bit in your pocket.
Ooh, what's this?
Strangely enough. Also, let's just quickly go around and say who we are, just to try and help out any of our people who end up watching this. I'm Jason, the DM. Hello, everyone. Who else is playing?
I am Bailey. I'm playing the Eidolon Lassea Lure. I am a bard, College of Glamour bard, entertainer extraordinaire.
Very good, very good.
What's up? My name is Kevin. I play Sun Kong, the Apeling / Spionoid sometimes. Monk.
Mhm.
way of the abundant sun?
I'm Yana. I play Yana, and I'm an assassin. Darkling. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, assassin Darkling.
I'm Brian or Slim. I play Renkaz, the lizard folk gunslinger. And hopefully today I'm going to steal lots of money from a vault and give none of it to my bird friend.
Good.
My name's Nick. I play Envidi, the celestial half-elf warlock.
You play Mean
of the film.
Gene.
Also known as the brain of the Wild Knots Mean Gene.
More like
boy.
Mean Gene.
All you guys have inspiration cards, so no need to worry about any of those things.
Lame.
Yeah, I know.
So, picking up where we left off, I'm Rich.
If you can cash out without getting eaten by this ogre.
Yeah, last session you had just won. How much money did you potentially win? Did you write that down?
I think it was 1,300, but I don't remember.
It was over 1,000.
Yeah,
I think it was 1,300.
we'll say it was 1,200 because I thought it was just above 1,000.
Sure.
We'll meet a little over the middle at 1,200. But before you were able to grab it, seeing that this half ogreish fellow had lost, he kind of flew into a rage. You see now a couple empty cups that are kind of strewn about his chair as he slams his fists into the table, gold coins sprawling out everywhere. He points at you, Ileona, as the Eidolon attendant and other two players sort of reel back in a bit of panic, and points at you and says, "Cheater!"
What would make you think that?
You cheat, I saw.
And what exactly did you see? Because I definitely didn't cheat.
Show me your hands. You now see a bunch of guards running over. Rinkaz, Aesop, you guys hear the sounds of a crashing table coming from behind you as the guards kind of turn and move over this way just a bit to kind of see what's going on.
I'm sure Aesop would say something along the lines of, "Perfect, she's causing a distraction. We better get to what was your name? Steve?
Yeah, it's Steve. Boss, I think we need to check back in this pinged area of the map to spray for some the gold bugs things. We should go.
Yeah.
I can hear them. Can you hear? They're in the walls.
Glosse,
They're everywhere. That's why we're here. We're gonna exterminate them.
Yeah.
Glosse, you guys from back in the sort of rehearsal room of the entertainment hall hear from outside some type of crashing noise coming down.
Oh, Glosse would definitely take a peek-see. If she can, let's see. Can I come out here? Is this something I can do?
You should be able to pop out just like that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You see a gnome and a hobbit sort of like ruffling through their papers and now kind of looking up towards the doors, kind of wondering what's going on. It seems like they haven't started their comedy act just yet.
This isn't the main stage, right? This isn't
It is.
where... Oh. I'm gonna peek outside then. I'm not gonna step outside. Does it seem like they've heard the noise as well?
Yeah, they you don't have to make an insight check. It looks like they're kind of wondering what's going on out there. Some of the patrons you can kind of see in the seats, although there's a little less lighting out in the audience. Some of them seem to be turned looking that way.
Can I... Is this a well, this is a wall. I don't want to, like, interrupt their performance, so I'm not...
Yeah, technically there's a wall there, but they're not performing just yet, as you see.
Okay. Then I would like to just take a peek outside here.
Yeah, you can pop out.
Okay.
You see a number of guards running up as a large, what you assume is some type of half-ogre, is pointing an accusatory, large, thick finger towards Ileana. The table that she's seated at, one of the legs seems to be busted, and a number of gold coins have spilt on the ground.
Oh no. I'm going to watch how this goes. I want to see what happens before I make any decisions, of course.
Ileana, as this guy's pointing at you and you're kind of conversing with him, you see a number of guards kind of like slowly moving in, beginning to sort of wield their weapons his way, as if to sort of like, you know, like a wild animal, kind of like calm him down. Is there anything you say while this is happening?
Yeah, I just want to be like, look, buddy. I understand how it feels to lose. It's not a huge deal. There's no reason to act in such an angry way.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. I'm probably not good in persuasion, but let's see. It is. I'm actually proficient in it. It's a 12. No, sorry, 11.
Yeah. Let me see your hands, he says.
Well, she does that. Can I like spread some, since I see that there's trouble going about and I don't want this to get ruined for us or her get in a fight, 'cause she'll kill this bitch. I want to start like talking to the gold eye, telling him, "Oh, I felt so safe and comfortable coming in here, but it looks like you let just anyone in here. Big giant angry ogre type of people, is that right?" Like kind of like spreading, say it loud enough so other people hear, kind of like spreading a rumor, making the orc look bad, you know what I'm saying? Try to help Ilana's situation out.
Yeah, give me some type of check if you want.
I would like to give a could I give a performance?
Yeah.
Okay. 13? I rolled a 2.
Oh shit. At least it wasn't a 1.
Yeah.
The gold eye turns to you and you kind of hear under his helmet, "Very sorry, ma'am. This is not befitting of the casino. We are on top of it. If you would please step back into the entertainment hall," he says, kind of moving and ushering you towards the entertainment hall doors as he now moves forward.
I'll get closer, but I'm just gonna kind of stay out here and peek and see what happens.
I was just gonna like, I mean, when we had to lay down and show our hand, so I wouldn't necessarily have anything in my hand, correct? Like we have to show our hand to even win.
Mm-hmm. Make an insight check.
Okay.
On this half-ogre guy.
Oh my god, these dice are fucking me over today. It's a 1.
A natty 1?
Yep.
Yeah, you have no idea why he's like being so accusatory.
I'm going to try to do whatever he's trying to do. Not like an insight. Can I do like a perception to make sure he didn't like put something on me or do something that would make me seem more guilty?
Sure.
Okay. Hopefully this dice will be better. Okay, this should be much better. It is a 20, not natural.
You go to feel around yourself, and the half-ogre sort of like, kind of rears back his head, kind of watching as you are looking around for anything that may have been at a place or like a extra card stuck somewhere, and you don't see anything. Everything all right here, ma'am? You hear a dwarf dressed in similar gold-eye garb kind of calling from over to the lower left of the half-ogre, kind of from behind him.
I say, this gentleman, I don't understand why, when he lost, he accused me of cheating, but I won fair and square. Everybody saw it at the table. I just had better cards.
Alright, the dwarf says. Come on, Mogul. I think you had one too many bubs in you. Maybe you should sleep it off down in our little beds downstairs. The large half-ogre turns and goes, Bottle water.
Why don't I buy you a drink, friend? Let's just settle this out like
You see
adults.
you see the dwarf looking at you and waving his hand no.
I still say it just to try to calm down the fucking ogre.
Okay, yes. More drinks, more party.
Yeah, why don't we? Do you have a room somewhere around here? Why don't we party?
Oh, we do, yes. Downstairs. Yes, come on, Mogul.
Yeah, let's go.
Come
party.
on, downstairs, Mogul. Yeah, party. Yeah. They pull him up from
Holy
his seat
shit! All of them.
and begin to slowly encircle him.
Crowd surfing.
While this is happening, Rink and Aesop, it appears as though the two Goldeye are up top are temporarily distracted. Is there anything you guys do? Are you going to try and sneak into that room up there?
Indeed.
Alright, if you're going to do that, make me some type of stealth check, because although their attention is pulled away, you guys are still in the periphery of their vision.
Didn't we get permission to do this? Though?
Them, I think. But that's not
you
the
got
room.
permission to enter the casino, but I mean, you could just try walking in.
I mean, we belong here. I mean, I don't see why we can try to stealth it, but I'm sure Aesop and Rinkas would be able to talk their way out of it if they needed to.
I think we should be good. I'll roll a stealth check just to make sure we're not bringing any unneeded attention, though.
Use my purple dice for Aesop. Holy
That's
shit!
a natural one.
Oh!
To a strong start.
Leona, you watch as the band of guards moves this Mogor fella downstairs. $25 for Aesop? Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You find yourself pushing past the doors, Aesop, as one of the Goldeye runs up to you, Rink, and says, Excuse me, sir. Access to the balcony is not permitted to any casual casino goer unless you have explicit purpose there.
Excuse me, sir. I got a question for you. Are any of your patrons out there right now?
I'm sorry, what?
The casino, are there any patrons out on the balcony?
Of course, yes.
And they have money, right? They have gold?
Everyone here has gold, sir.
Where there's gold eaters. I'm telling you that if we don't go out there and check, these people could be sitting there having a drink. Their money could just be poof, dinner for these little buggers. They could be out here. You could talk to my boss over here. My boss could tell you any... boss.
That point, yeah, Aesop's gonna come out, like, bust out. Fuck, I can't move him down. Anyway, he's gonna bust out and say, Vaccinators here for vaccinations of, what are they called?
Arum Vorax.
Oh, yeah, Vorax is a serious problem here in the casino, and we're here to take care of it.
He gives you guys a once over. Give me, both of you can make a persuasion check if you'd like.
I looked at him and say, "Excuse me, sir, you're not one of those anti-vaccinators, are you?"
Persuasion, huh?
You know, it starts out with the casino, and then boom, billionaire bastion, and every boss. I tell him about the bugs.
Can I do a deception instead?
I mean, yes, technically you guys aren't really here to fumigate for Armvorax. But with that initial roll, what's your total?
I rolled. My total's a 3.
Oh, fuck. Well, Rinkaz got a 15. You notice that the Gold Eye Rinkaz kind of studies your garb and kind of gives you a once-over.
Yeah, you want to join us? You can sign up and become one of us. I mean, I'm sure this job pays pretty good, but you like my costume? Yeah.
As long as you don't create a commotion.
Never said this is a high-class establishment.
We'll permit you entrance to the balcony. Check in with Zaru upstairs. He's the gentleman without a helmet on. He'll
Zaru.
allow you entry into the rooms upstairs to do your work.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, boss. This guy. Look at. And your name, sir?
Zane.
Zane. I will be sure to let Zaru know that you've been nothing but helpful.
I appreciate that.
all right. Let's go exterminate. Vax, whatever.
You guys
Whatever.
step in.
Remember, the only good bug is a dead bug.
Where did Aesop disappear to?
I don't know. Something happened. I tried to move him up and he disappeared.
What the
Give
fuck?
him to Luke.
There he is.
Flew south for the winter.
You see the guards kind of retake their positions after you guys push through the doors. Before you, you see what looks like a lit, some type of portal in the ground. A swirling vortex of a bluish color emanates off of it.
Arcana check on it.
Sure.
That guy was a real Zane in the ass.
I do the Aesop laugh. Arcana. 17.
Yeah, looks like some type of, clearly looks like some type of, teleportation magic has been constantly forged into the ground here, sort of like inset in this, stone circle here.
Oh,
It looks
and
like
this-
just stepping in it will activate the magic that will teleport you somewhere else.
Oh, I see. So this is to the balcony. I'm assuming this is what they meant.
You could assume that, yes.
Well, I guess step in, right?
Rink, do you step in?
Magic, sure.
Portals, no more portals.
You guys, as you step in, feel the air around you growing just a tinge colder, and the room in front of you sort of begins to lighten up, as with a swooshing noise, you feel yourselves whisked away to some other area. As that happens, we go back down to Ileona, since this is all kind of taking place at the same time, so... Ileona, you look around and see the Eidolon at the table who was the dealer, sort of like trying to straighten himself after that whole thing. And you see a very well-dressed, formal-looking dwarf stepping over your way.
Uh-oh.
Sorry about all that commotion, ma'am.
Not sorry.
Mr. Pincher. He holds out a gloved hand.
I shake his hand.
Owner of the Dragon's Hoard here.
Oh, a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, very sorry about the commotion. Margor is a unruly guest that we at times allow to play as long as he's on his best behavior, but tonight does not seem to be one of those nights.
Hey, I understand losing isn't the most fun thing in the world. It can set some people off.
We will get this table fixed for you, and as for the gold, he snaps his fingers at the Eidolon, who kind of shakes his head and begins to come pick up the pieces on the ground for you.
I want to assist him in picking them up.
Oh, no, ma'am. It's fine. He can do that for you. You're here to enjoy yourself. Please. Also, he says, pointing over the Eidolon, the cut that would be on us for our house, you give to her. The full part is yours for this game, ma'am.
Oh, well, thank you.
Very sorry again for the inconvenience. I hope you continue to enjoy the games here and find that there are no further disruptions. What was your name again?
I forgot the fake name that I used.
History check.
Yeah. Can I remember the fake name I used when I came here?
I mean, technically we'd say you'd remember because it's been a whole week in real life and a few minutes, 30 or so minutes in fake life. So it was like Amber or something, wasn't it? Something.
No, that's her other fake name.
Some type of
Jasmine?
stripper named Jasmine.
Jasmine was it. I remember now. I was thinking of the Disney princess when I said that.
Nice to meet you, Jasmine. I hope you continue to enjoy yourself tonight.
I'm sure I will.
He moves along, seemingly to greet other guests and ask how they're doing. The Eidolon finishes picking up your end of the pot and slips it into a nicely decorated silk bag, handing it over to you. It has the emblem of the Dragon's Hoard, like emblazoned on it.
Ooh.
Galasse, as you are finishing seeing this happen, a troop of gold eyes step out from where you assume was the lower right area that the doors are down here.
Mm-hmm.
One of them walks over to you and says, oh, ma'am, it'll be a few minutes before the first entertainment act goes live. You're welcome to enjoy yourselves. He leans in a bit. Also, if they haven't told you yet, in the dressing room there's a secret turnstile door that'll allow you to exit through there instead of having to come through the stage should you want to leave without gathering a crowd.
Oh. I do love gathering a crowd, though.
Oh, well, it's up to you, of course. Either way, you're not up until the second act from what they've told me, so you're more than welcome to indulge in the food and drink or games here until it's your turn for your act.
Really quick, Jason, where was he telling me exactly where that door was?
Which
Like
door?
on the sliding door where I can
Dressing room.
The dressing room, which is south of NVT and Sun Kong, underneath Siva.
Can I... Okay. Alright.
He also turns and pulls something from his belt pouch. Here you are, ma'am. Sorry for all of the fastidiousness of getting you in, but we were really hoping to fill the last spot on such short notice, so 250 gold now, provided you put on a good performance with your variety show, 250 more afterwards.
Of course, but it's certainly I'll take it. I'll be making you a bunch more gold after this, though. Once everybody knows Glacé Allure has here. Oh, you'll be racking up the gold in no time. 250, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Very good, ma'am, he says, kind of leaning. You notice a dwarf dressed in gold eye armor seems to kind of be watching the conversation, and then seems to point a finger at the rest of the gold eye, and they begin to kind of resume their positions and where they were before.
Oh, so does it seem like they were out here just for like backup or to replace the gold eye that...
No, these seem to be the ones who were initially out here and who had stepped through the doors down here to escort the half-ogre downstairs. They just seem to be returning back to their posts.
I gotcha. Okay. And the dwarf looks like a gold eye himself?
He seems to be wearing the same similar style gold eye armor as the others.
Okay. If he's looking this way, I'll give him a nod. And I'll head back into the dressing room.
He just nods back with a slight nod.
Okay. I want to try that.
I nod.
Can I get in this way, or what's the way I can get in without like causing a?
There's a turnstile door here,
Uh-huh.
but as you step through into the dressing room, you see Razzle kind of spinning around her silver ring that is kind of about this similar to the size of it looks like one of those circus rings, you know, that you would have animals jump through.
Yeah.
Like a metal silver ring. Down here you see, like right here, there's a closet with all kinds of different nice clothing and stuff like that. And then as you push through here, you step into the clothing room. Make a perception check as you do.
Ooh, glacé perception check, boys. That's actually not bad, an 11.
For glacé, yeah.
For glacé, that's not bad at all.
Going off the information that the gold eye gave you, you see sort of like, although there's a solid wall at the far end, there does seem to be sort of like a inset of some type of like door frame on the wall. You know, like a crease that kind of makes it look like a door, although there's no knob or handle or anything. There's also a strange fine mist that perforates the room here.
Oh.
You see a small bench in the corner. It's not in the actual map, but you see a small bench and like a rack where you could set clothing and stuff, making up what you would assume to be just like a nice little changing room.
What's this mist?
There's a soft mist. It raises about a foot or so off of the ground, kind of covering the nice carpeted area here, and only seems to permeate here in this changing room. It kind of evaporates as it pushes underneath the door behind you that leads out into the kind of just changing area, or not changing area, but kind of resting area for the rest of the entertainers.
I asked Razzle what that was.
You move back through the door and ask Razzle, and she turns, goes, I don't know, I just thought it was some fancy effect they have here, she says, kind of twirling her ring around her wrist.
Can I follow it? Is there a way I can follow it?
The mist only seems to be permeating in the changing room.
Oh.
As it kind of leads out into this room here, it kind of just evaporates into nothing.
Can I do an arcana check on it?
Sure.
Can I assist on that check, please?
Sure.
Ooh, thank you.
And
Thanks,
Biddy, Mean Gene, you see Glacé studying sort of like a mist that just seems to be permeating the floor in the changing room behind you guys.
Oh, these gods.
13.
What about you, Mean Gene?
Oh, I was assisting. I just do my own?
Oh, assisting. Okay, so was that with advantage, Glacé?
My second roll was a 3, so.
Oh,
that was...
okay. So, with a 13, it does seem to be magical in some nature. There is this sense, this feeling that it is to some magical effect and not just some natural effect happening here.
Can I It's been a minute. Can I detect magic at will?
Sure.
It's part of my circlet.
What exactly does that let you know your detect magic?
Know the presence of magic within 30 feet. If you sense magic this way, you can use an action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any.
Mean Gene, as you peer into the room, you using your detect magic spell get the sensation similar to Glacé, but even more so with your spell here. As you kind of run a hand, a glow emanates from your palm as you sort of scan the area. It seems to be more of a natural magic ability than like a cast spell from what it feels like in this room. You've done this spell before, and similarly, as you just mentioned in the details of the spell, you can kind of sense creatures who may be giving off this aura of magic or the spell. You sense some shapeless form in this room, but it doesn't take humanoid shape. You just feel a sensation in the back of your mind.
Oh,
What is it, Mean Gene?
I think we got a great act. Like somebody's top tier magician among us.
Oh!
Crazy.
You mean like an assistant?
Yes. Assistant, main event, doesn't matter. Best one ever.
Oh. Okay.
I don't really know.
Sun
Well,
Kong,
do
are you
we-
doing anything?
I figured I was trying to. I can't get out of this room for whatever reason. I
Yeah.
just want to stick with Glacé since I'm
Okay.
posing
If
as
you guys want to move rooms, let me know.
Okay.
I kind of have some line of sight steps set up, so we'll kind of play. You guys can move your tokens around, but we'll also kind of play it a little bit like some imaginary stuff. So if you need to move through a door, just let me know as you do it, and I'll move your token through, so that the line of sight all makes sense. I also made it that so even though technically you guys are only seeing what room you're in, you can see the other players too. And that lets everybody on the stream also see what's going on. So figured that out. But yes, if you want to move through a room or try to test something, just let me know. Just like old style D&D. Glacé, as you say this, you begin to hear the gnome and hobbit, or not hobbit, the halfling outside begin to address the audience. Give us just a moment, folks. We'll be starting shortly.
Okay.
So is there anything you would like else to do right now?
I want to do just one little insight check on Is her name Razzle? I keep on forgetting.
Mm-hmm.
Rat?
Yeah.
To see if she seems like she really is acting like she's all alone, or she's looking around, like for something that
Sure.
is potentially with her. What is my insight? I'm probably not good. Let's see. Insight. All right. 14.
It looks as though Razzle is, by and large, other than, taking the time to introduce herself, kind of has her head in practicing her various kind of magic tricks. She was fumbling through a pack of cards previously, and now is mostly kind of spinning around this gold ring. Kind of seems to be whispering to herself occasionally as she kind of flips it around.
Okay.
Doesn't seem like she is like looking around though, or looking at anything else other than kind of just practicing her, what you assume is her act.
Gotcha. Okay. Is there any surveillance around us at all?
You could check with a perception check in this room.
Ooh, you know how every time I roll perception, it's a 3 almost
Mhm.
every time. It's a 3 this time as well. So
Ouch.
Who knows? You don't see any.
ooh, Sun Kong.
Sun Kong, you're unsure as well.
Lions.
Yeah.
Bunch of lions. Well, that's that.
You see Siva with her back against the wall, kind of sipping on a nice glass of champagne, just enjoying herself.
As she should.
As you guys are doing that, do you want to do anything else before we shift away?
Not glacé.
Okay.
I'm good.
I'm all good for now, I think.
So you guys know that if you wanted to leave this room and go into the casino proper, that you could probably go through the changing room down below without having to step out onto the stage, even while the first act begins. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
Rinkaz, Aesop, the bright light around you dissipates, and you find yourselves on a balcony that opens up. A large emerald carved head of a dragon kind of faces at you, giving you a quick momentary pause before seeing it's just sticking out of a brilliant looking fountain. You see a couple of these well-dressed eidolon who look like hostesses, the ones in the black hats, kind of serving some of the attendants. The people here look even more exquisitely dressed than those downstairs, and you get the sense from the various gaudy rings and jewelry around them that they are probably pretty high profile or just very wealthy people who live here in Halcyon. Kind of standing at attention, looking out towards the edge of the balcony, kind of watching some of the wealthy patrons, you see what looks like a gold eye kind of donned in the typical gold eye armor, although this seems a bit accentuated. The shoulder is slightly larger, and there's a large kind of gold collar that rings around his head. You also notice that he's not wearing a helmet, and from the back here you notice he has what looks like long black hair.
Is it Zaris? Zar? How do you pronounce his name again?
Zaru is what they told you.
Zaru.
You call that out?
Yeah, I wave to him and say, hey, Zaru.
Zaru turns, and you now see the figure of what looks to be a middle-aged, looks human. You also notice as he begins to walk over that he has golden pupils.
Oh my.
He's a gold eye.
Greetings, he says, stepping over to you guys.
Me and my boss here, we don't want to not make any trouble, any loud noises. We're just checking out for some of them, like kind of whisper, the little gold critters. We're trying to make sure you're clean up here. We won't make too much of a fuss, okay?
Gold critters. The Aramvorax.
I kind of look left and right and I nod.
Who are you with?
Well, I crack my fingers and I point to the name tag.
The Raxinators. Well, you're not carrying enough gold on you to be playing at the casino proper.
No, sir, we all work. No play today. Sorry.
Yes, well, the room to the right of us is for the high-stakes betting. Some of the most elite members in Halcyon have stayed there, and they enjoy their privacy. I can't allow you in that room. You'll have to forgive me.
Oh, no, of course not. No problem. But if you see any of the critters, let us know and we can head over there if you need.
The High Roller's table is off limits, however, this general balcony is yours, provided you don't bother any of the patrons here. I'll also allow you under surveillance to check out the VIP storage room and ensure that none of these Armvoraks have gotten within.
I look to Aesop. Well, what do you think, boss? Do you think think we should go over there and check out?
Really quick, just as a player, I'm not sure what Rinkas and Aesop were going to do initially, or if this was part of their plan. Rinkas, was it?
I mean, to look around, we're just trying to head to the vault.
Okay, but we went upstairs instead?
I wanted to see if there was another way down to the vault from where we're at.
Okay, so...
I think their general plan was just to kind of get a lay of the land and not to immediately rush to the vault.
I gotcha. So Aesop would agree then. Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good. Gotta look at all the nooks and crannies, all the corners with golds.
Very well. Please, take your time up here. Make sure none of those creatures have gotten around. And keep quiet about that. The people here are enjoying their festivities. When you're ready, come see me over on the left side. I'll allow you entrance into the storage room.
Yes, of course. Anything else you need?
None that I need, no. Stay out of trouble. That's all I ask.
Oh, we wouldn't dream of making any trouble for you guys.
Very good, he says.
I look to Aesop as he walks away and mutter under my breath, asshole.
Aesop wipes a bead of sweat off of his beak.
Alright. You notice that Zaru goes back to his kind of post, watching around. You notice he kind of watches over the balcony in front of him and doesn't really seem to look around too much otherwise.
Alright. So which way was it? Which way are we going?
He said that the High Rollers table that is off to the east side is off limits because they don't want to be bothered by having pest control come in. But he said there is a VIP storage room over on the west side that he'll allow you guys entrance in whenever you're ready.
West. On the west side, got it.
West.
Rinkas, you going with Aesop?
So is there anything in particular about this room? Do we know where we were teleported? Like, from the map, I'm assuming Aesop remembers the map since he copied it perfectly.
You see what looks to be a kind of fine-looking balcony out in front of you.
So we're still in the main room. We're just...
It seems like it, although you can't tell without kind of getting closer to look over.
Can I get close?
Sure.
Follow.
Take a little look-see.
Yeah, you guys now see that like this balcony is sort of inset into the building, and then, the rooms that are in here are kind of inset into the building, and then the balcony sort of sticks out of the wall, kind of overlooking the teleportation room down below, and you can now look down. Make a perception check as you guys kind of look down to the main floor below you.
10.
Let's see, plus this. 24.
Nice.
Holy shit. You guys see just a bunch of festivities happening below. You see a number of Goldeye who seem to be returning to their positions from what you assume was whatever that kind of commotion was happening a little bit previously. And both of you do notice Ileona. What's Ileona doing right now? So right now for you, like, you've been given your money and the Eidolon is kind of like returning back and kind of getting everything ready for another game. So are you like in for another game essentially?
Well, at some point I do want to go down to the vault, obviously. That was a point
Sure.
of me even coming. But
Sure.
for now, I probably don't need to, so I'll probably play one more game.
You did notice Rinkaz and Aesop going by you, so it's possible that you could, keep just. I mean, I'd say you feigning enjoyment of playing the game, but I know it's not feigning. So you could just keep playing and kind of wait for some surveillance to come back to you and tell you what they saw too. That's
Sure.
a possibility. Make a perception check, Ileona, as the two of you from the balcony. With both of your checks, notice Ileona kind of sitting down at one of the game tables.
Perception, that's going to be a 16.
Ileona, out of the corner of your eye, you see the two of them standing on a balcony that kind of is set above the room that they went in. Above, kind of almost over, a little bit higher than this kind of reflective glass pyramid that makes up the center, or kind of the northern center of the main floor here. You kind of see them peering over and noticing you.
I want to look up.
Don't forget, you guys also have your earrings of communication.
Yeah, but that's probably not good to do at this table where I'm playing
that's
games.
fine. I just wanted to make sure and remind you guys that you kind of have your walkie-talkies.
I just want to look up and wink at them.
Why is she weak? Why is she weak?
I'm not sure. I tip my imaginary hat.
What are you doing?
Oh, no, wait.
You're making...
Not imaginary. I do have my hat on.
I hate everything about them.
Everything all right? You hear Zaru say from behind you guys.
Yeah, we're just making sure everything's, good.
Very
Right.
well. So, are you two heading over to the VIP storage?
I am, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, yes.
You guys see a gold eye kind of standing at attention over there. As you guys are headed that way, we'll move down to Ileona, trying to spread out the evenness of what's going on here. Ileona, it seems like the Eidolon has returned everything to proper order. In the time between everything that's been happening, one of the gold eyes come over and sort of help to shift the table leg back up to set the table up straight to where it won't kind of fall over from where the half ogre seemed to smash into it, kind of breaking that leg. And it seems as though the dealer is ready for another game. The two of you, the two others sitting next to you, kind of nod at you as if ready to play again if you are.
Yep.
All right. The Eidolon dealer says, kind of doing that thing where he holds the deck of cards up and kind of flits the 3 cards out to you guys. So this is the Golden Gambit game.
Mm-hmm.
And you should be able to scroll up in the text and see Golden Gambit, but I'll just post
I think you
there.
posted it in the Discord, so I'll just look at it there.
I posted it there, and then I'll post it in the chat too, just so everybody can see it. So there it is there. You see the other two pushing in 50 gold pieces.
I'll put in my 50 gold.
All right. And then you'll want to roll a D8.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
Betting starts with you, ma'am, the Eidolon says, kind of pointing your way.
Got a 4. I'm gonna go ahead and bet 100 gold.
The
I'll put on 150.
gentleman sitting next to you nods with a smile. The one sitting sort of at the far end of the table kind of keeps that poker face to him, kind of staring at his card. The gentleman sitting next to you says, I'll call the bet, he says, pushing in 100 gold. The one sitting at the far end contemplates looking at his card. I'll call, he says, pushing in his 100 gold in.
Okay.
Very well, the Eidolon says, flicking the next set of cards out since everyone agreed on the one bet that you made.
Mm-hmm.
So now you'll be rolling a d6.
I got a 6.
Okay.
I'm gonna bet 200.
Both of them now hold a poker face. How much is in the pot? Let's see.
650.
Okay, you're keeping track. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm trying to roll these dice here and see how they react. 200, the gentleman next to you says. I raised to 250. He pushes it in. The third one seems to again be staring intently on his card. $250, he says, pushing it in.
Okay.
The Eidolon kind of runs his finger from that gentleman at the end of the table, pointing back at you. It's at 250 now, ma'am.
Yep. I'm going to call the 50, but add in another 100. So I'm gonna make it another. It's just gonna be like 50 plus 100.
So you're going to... Okay, so you're
Re-raise
adding in
them.
100 more.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Hang on just a second.
So it's at 1,300 now.
Oof. Good money.
The guy next to you. So you put in an extra 100 then.
Yep.
I'll call the bet, he says, pushing in 100.
Okay.
The gentleman sitting at the end of the table puts his card down and says, I will fold.
Okay. Alright. It's that time for that D4.
Yeah, the Eidolon kind of nods, hearing the guy fold, and pushes in his cards, and does that thing where he flicks 2 more out to you for the D4 roll.
Okay, I got a 2. I'm gonna bet another 100.
The gentleman next to you says, I will raise to 150.
Okay. Let me check my cash here. Let's see where I'm at. I'm going to. So he went 150, or he only added in.
He
what,
added
50?
in 50, correct.
Yeah. I'm going to put in 300. So I'm adding in 250.
You see the gentleman at the end of the table raise an eyebrow, seeing that there's quite a bit of gold collecting on the table. So what did you raise the bet by? How much was it?
I raised it 250, but I put in a total of 300 chips to add into his 50.
300, correct. Okay.
Yeah.
I will raise that bet by another 100, he says.
Oh, this fucking piece of shit. So he put in 350 total. Okay. Holy shit. I can't do like an insight or something on him, right?
You
like to gauge his body
totally
language?
could.
Okay.
All of
I'm
your
gonna do that.
skills can come in handy during this game.
Okay.
He currently has a poker face look to him, so it may be a difficult DC, but you can use all of your skills if you'd like.
Insight, that'll be probably not that great. Let me see. Insight. No, that's still good. 15?
you kind of scan him, and out of the corner of your eye catch that the one gentleman seems to be happy that he folded when he did, seeing the large stack of coins building up. The gentleman who's still betting with you, though, seems to be, from your insight check, from what you can tell, carrying a bit of confidence with him.
It's kind of late to fold. So he added an extra 100. I'll call him on that.
Very well. Reveal all of our cards, if you would, please, the Eidolon says. He reveals that he has 13 overall.
Oh, you fucking piece of shit, Jason.
What'd you get?
12.
Oh, shit.
I knew I should have fucking re-rolled one of those fucking cards.
The gentleman nods his head towards the Eidolon with a smirk on his face and kind of pulls an arm around the gold, kind of pulling it in. The Eidolon kind of hands him one of those like little bags to begin putting the gold in. Very good game, sir.
I nod my head and I say, good game.
He looks to shake your hand.
Yeah, I'll shake his hand.
And kind of continues. It looks like it'll take him a couple minutes for them to get the game set back up. There's plenty of other tables here, and you also know there's a die rolling game at the other side of the main hall. But until then, we'll switch.
Will you just post the information regarding the die roll game just so I can look at it to see if I want to go play that?
Let's see here. Give me just a second. I can post that for you now. That one is pretty simple, actually. That one is Joaquin's Favor. It's a dice game, 25 minimum buy-in. You roll 2d6. You want to either get a 7 or a 12.
Oh, that one. Okay. Yeah.
And then if you don't get it with that roll, you can double your bet and add another d6 to try and get one of those two.
Okay.
So, but is there anything you want to do before we shift away to another group?
I'm just gonna. I think I'm gonna change tables. I think I'm gonna change to this table.
Okay.
Other than that,
the Eidolon, it all seems pretty cut and dry here. Like, doesn't seem like any underhanded stuff going on. It seems like a normal casino, and the Eidolon kind of gives you a nod as you step away from the table, and you kind of find yourself sitting in the seat of another game in progress. It seems to be like it's about to end, so where you could jump in if you'd like.
Yeah.
And so with that, we'll jump over. Glacé, Monk, and Mean Gene.
Oh, yeah!
You guys begin to hear the quips and puns of a gnome and a halfling coming from outside as the audience begins to clap and applaud as the first act begins.
Okay.
Sounds like a hot crowd.
You don't have to do anything. I'm just allowing you time if you'd like.
I mean, I don't think I would do anything.
Can I look out at the crowd, maybe perception or insight, for to see if I can get any reads on what the crowd is reacting to in a good way with these guys?
Sure.
Puns, that's everything. Everything's good.
Which one would you like?
An insight check if you're trying to gauge the reaction of the audience. As you sort of just push the door open just a little bit. The lighting is, pretty dark in the entertainment hall here now, except for like a magic cone of light or not a magic cone of light. It's like, one of those torch funneled through to look like sort of like a spotlight onto the stage. So you can push the door open a little bit and peer out without kind of being extremely noticeable. With
Oh,
a 17, it seems like a bunch of prim and proper folks idle on, very well dressed other humanoids sitting in their seats. They all seem to be laughing along with the very cheesy puns coming from the two. They'll clap occasionally.
This one might be a little bit difficult, but I think we can get it.
Get what?
Crowd. We gotta have a hot crowd. We got a hot crowd.
Honey, we're gonna have a hot crowd.
That's the spirit I want. Exactly. That's why you're top talent. Folks need to lighten up a little bit, laugh a little bit. That's what we're here for. They're here to party. And we'll bring it to them.
Are you yelling that from the door?
Yeah, actually I am. Back inside.
The two kind of smaller size humanoids, as part of their comedy act, finish one of the jokes and kind of turn, giving you a bit of a sneered look as you kind of pull the door to.
I'll give him some finger guns back.
Good one.
You hear the applause of the crowd again as you pull the door shut.
Gotta love improv. Yeah, you do.
Monk, you doing anything?
I don't think so.
I mean, you guys don't have to. I'm just letting you know. Nearly half of the party is kind of sitting in one room. You don't have to. I'm just letting you know.
I mean, is there a way we can go out and, look around this place without interrupting the stage?
Correct. That's why the guard mentioned that in the changing room you can push the kind of turnstile exit to leave without gaining the attention of the whole crowd in the entertainment hall.
Okay, alright. Then I would love to go interact with these people around here and see what games we can play. Maybe we can win some money.
I'll go with her.
I got tons of money for you to play with. Yeah.
Are you
Come
going
on.
as well, Mean Gene?
I gotta stay with my talent.
You guys step into the changing room. Glace, you see the indent on the far wall that you saw before. The vapors kind of coalesce and wrap around your feet as you kind of push through the mist that raises about a foot off the ground at the bottom of the changing room. You push against the area here, Glace, and it gives way, kind of pushing open, allowing you to kind of step through.
I wish I knew what that weird mist was.
You can see the turnstile that would lead to the entertainment hall, but from here you're able to exit without gaining the attention of the crowd. You hear another round of applause coming as another corny joke flies out from the two.
Oh.
We're able to go back in this way too?
Yeah.
Right. Special access.
Make a perception check, everybody. All three of you.
16.
15.
I got an 8.
MVD, you're kind of, Mean Gene, you're taking in the wonders of this whole place here, and don't spot anybody in particular. Monk, and Glace, you see Ileona over sitting up north of you. Kind of looks like she's about to play a game of cards.
I'm staying as far away from her as possible because just in case she's all dressed up, right? Like she doesn't look like Ileana, right?
Yeah, at least she looks totally what do you look like, Ileona? I know you did your hair. What's your garb?
Like higher end clothing, like
Yeah,
the
she looks
aristocratic clothing.
Yeah, she
Okay.
looks like she fits in here actually.
I still want to keep my distance just in case, just because Glace is probably super paranoid like that.
As the game wraps up, it looks as though 2 of the seats become available at the table that she's at.
What the fuck?
Okay, Jason.
What the fuck?
Coincidence.
Glacé is still really paranoid.
I'm just saying, if any of you guys wanted to, it seems like they're, as I mentioned to you, Ileana, kind of in between a game, so it looks like the seats will fill back up, but if any of the other party wanted to take a seat there, it seems like the two patrons who were playing at that table, similar to you, are kind of trying to make sure their luck doesn't run out at one table and moving on to another one. But there's enough patrons around here that it looks like those seats would fill back up if none of the other party members took them.
I want to start chatting around, selling myself, like entertainment-wise, like telling people when I'm gonna go on, and if they're interested and want to have a great time, they should come hang out in the stage room.
Okay.
At said time.
Make a performance check, and then what are the two of you doing anything in particular?
I will be 100% hyping up whatever she's saying.
Okay. Monk?
No, I'm just silent, just bodyguarding.
Am I gonna hear this?
Depends on her performance check, I think. Because...
Well, I rolled it's an unnatural 20.
Nice.
That's pretty good. Ileana, you do hear these sounds of the bolsterous glacé coming from somewhere behind you.
Okay. Sorry. I want to kind of like turn around.
You now
And,
see
like-
the three of them kind of talking up a table down below.
I want to wink at Mean Gene.
Oh,
See if he notices.
how could I not?
Yeah, I'll say he does, yeah. Since you guys had spotted each other before.
I want to nod. Like they could come sit over here if they really wanted to.
Make an insight check, Mean Gene. Okay.
17.
Yeah, you totally pick up that Ileona's saying that, you know, she's not doing anything underhanded right now, and that it's actually pretty alright to come mingle and play, if you so chose.
So I'll tap Glacé on the shoulder and just say,
Think I got a couple of fans over there that want to say hi to you if you want to make your way on up that way.
Oh, that sounds okay. Well, let's head our way up there.
A gold eye sort of stands at the center of the tables, unflinching, doesn't really move as you guys walk by.
Okay. I'll sit down. Oh, what game is this? What are we all playing?
Golden Gambit, ma'am. An Eidolon dressed formally at the table, kind of shuffling cards, says.
Oh, I've never played before. It sounds fun.
I'm gonna go get another drink. You guys are welcome to take this seat, the final gentleman says, stepping off the stool.
How convenient.
Come now, Mean Gene, Monk. Let's all sit down and have a nice game of Golden Gambit, did you say?
Correct, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I usually only gamble on talent, but knowing what I know, I never make a bad choice, so.
So you take a seat. Monk, are you taking a seat in the final stool?
Oh, yeah, if this is space, sure.
Alright. Very well, 4 players, the Eidolon says, as he kind of finishes shuffling the cards. He gets ready to dole them out to you, and then we shift back up top to the balcony. Rinkaz, Aesop, you see a gold eye standing at attention. Marked above is what reads VIP storage above a turnstile door in front of you.
Mm-hmm. I start to walk over towards him and nod.
He looks you over and nods, kind of pushing the turnstile open for you if you wish to step through.
Say, thank you, sir. Thank you. After you, boss. Birdie's first.
Birdie's right. Appreciate it. Coming through.
You guys step through. As you do, Rink, the Gold Eye steps in with you and seems to be just kind of keeping an eye on you. I told you. You may get access to more areas, but you'll have more eyes on you.
There's so many things that could go wrong in this room right now.
This room in here is actually pretty beautifully organized. It looks like because of its VIP status that everything has been kind of laid with care. You notice some ornate-looking weapons on the wall. They seem to be covered in gold and could maybe potentially be used as weapons, although you've never seen anything as gaudy. You see some fine clothing, like cloaks and stuff, that billow in sort of the windlass, hanging from like a closeted area here, almost as if there's a wind blowing through. You see some boots and stuff. There's a couple chests over at the far end, and drawers and stuff like that. A desk is set in the center of the room, probably with a couple drawers in it to probably just kind of make a checklist of stuff that's stored in here.
I looked at the Gold Eye. I say, you're the one responsible for this place?
Me or the other Gold Eye?
You guys run a clean ship here.
We do.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. We, in the line of work that we do, it's really messy. That stuff all over the place. It's terrible.
He says, almost feigning interest. You notice that the turnstile door is closed behind you guys, just to let you know.
DM's way of saying, no, go ahead, push the button, see what
I'm
happens."
just letting you know your options.
Let's start sniffing around, just kind of looking around, eyeing everything up.
Sure.
Interest. Any like items of interest that just like really pops out? Anything, eye-catching, not jewelry. Something that is more useful, like a weapon or armor or something.
There is the gold encrusted weapons that are kind of set up on a display rack towards the front, kind of above Aesop. The desk has drawers, but doesn't have anything other than like a quill and ink sat on it. There could be stuff in the drawers themselves. There's like a display case that's above you there to the left that seems to hold hanging from like these sort of like little wooden knobs, like a number of nice fine jewelry. Nothing though that sticks out besides those things, other than the chests that appear to have locks on them. 4 of them set up at the top of the room here that you see.
I looked at Aesop and just kind of shrug and say, yeah, I don't see anything in here.
So, what do we know? What are in the chests? The gold
They are closed with a lock on them, so no.
Oh, got it. There's gold in here. Gold
Valuables.
objects, things.
Gold could be included, yes. It's VIP. I'm not permitted to say exactly.
Right. Well, I don't think any of the Vaxitors, whatever they're called, in character, I'm sure Aesop would know that. That is just a player thing. He says the correct name. Wouldn't be able to get in inside of a chest with a lock on it. That's hopefully it's a magical lock, because those son of a bitches, they're tough and they're hungry for gold. Was there anything else I want to do, like look around the room?
Sure.
Does this basically just look like a holding, like a room for like holding shit, or just?
From without a check, it looks like it matches up to a VIP storage room. Yes.
I want to do a perception check just to make sure there's like nothing, like no hidden doors, maybe, or like.
Sure. I'll take that or an investigation check.
Well, I rolled a 1, so it doesn't.
There could be all kinds of stuff in here. You are unsure, though.
I look at Rinkaz and I kind of give him a little bird shrug.
Yeah. I don't think they got in there. It'd probably be moving, right, boss?
Yeah, but shaking, moving violently. We you know when you see one.
So what do you guys do?
Probably head out and start scouting out a little bit more. See what else we can get into.
Okay. As you step back over to where the Gold Eye attendant is, he, seeing that you guys have taken a couple minutes to check around and finish up, pushes the turnstile doors open, allowing you back through.
You know,
He steps back through with you.
I want to talk to the Gold Eye really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Being Gold Eye, you guys will be able to track down these. What are they called again?
Arum Vorax.
Arum Voraxes, right? Since they eat gold, wouldn't you guys be able to track them in ways?
Yes, we could. Nasty things, though.
Oh.
Yeah, you got the right team for the job, though. These things, no, right, boss? No problems. We're gonna get them.
Yeah, these things ain't nothing. We've been doing this for years.
I saw one attack a man one day because he was trying to fend it off. Ate right through his armor. Went straight at his throat.
They're terrible creatures, especially here on Halcyon. You've seen that most things, even your standard houseware items, can be made from gold here. It's a display of lavish luxury. However, to the Arum Vorax, a serious danger to those, especially wearing the weapons as you saw in there in the gold armor, as you mentioned in your story, yes. Terrible thing. Good thing we have you surveilling for us here.
We are going to
Yes,
roll.
sir.
We are going to end up running into the biggest, baddest Vorax, and we're gonna be up shit creek because it's just me and him. It's gonna be. Oh man, I'm gonna follow Rinkaz because I don't know what I don't know what you guys wanted to do, so I'm following you. In terms of where you want to go next.
So at the very least, Rink and Aesop, you guys saw what was in the VIP storage room. You know that the High Rollers table is at the opposite side of the balconies here, but it's off limits because they want to play their game in the pleasure of their own secrecy and not bothered by anyone else.
What we remember of the map, this is all that's up here, correct? I mean,
Seems so. You saw the balcony, you took a couple minutes to scout around. You saw Iolana down below. And other than that, it seems like the VIP storage here to your west, and then over on the opposite end, which you assume the High Rollers table. And then down south, the teleporters that will probably take you back to where it was linked below.
in the interest of finding the vault, I think strategically it'd be best to maybe get down below a little bit first. I look over to Aesop and say, I think everything's pretty clear up here, boss. They're more subterranean, right? Yeah, they like to go in the ground. So
They like to get in the gutters, get that. Well, and I mean, if the gutters are cold, they like getting in the gutters.
I look back at the guy behind and say, hey, do people have gold gutters on their houses here?
It's possible, yes.
Holy crap! We need to go down there.
A lucrative business for you, I'm sure.
Very. You're telling me? I mean, you got the gold eyes. Look at my pockets. Look at how much bread I'm rolling in right now.
Not much.
Oh. I thought I was doing pretty good. Come on, boss. Why don't we go look at all the pretty things and kill the bugs? And I just kind of like put my head down and started back towards the portal.
You guys head back to the portal to head downstairs.
Yes.
With a flash of light, that begins happening. In the meantime, the table full of players over here, the Eidolon doles out 4 cards, 1 for each of you. I need you all to make a private roll for me. It's going to be a D8, and to do that, you're going to punch in /GM roll and then 1D8 after that spaced.
Do we have to put in 50?
Yes, 50 gold buy-in. This is still Golden Gambit.
Okay.
So it's all one word, GM roll?
/GM roll and then space 1D8.
Oh, fuck!
Only you and I will see that roll.
My dice here on my table said that I rolled pretty high.
Also, Ileana, Sun Kong, you guys may want to re-punch that in because it's not coming up right.
That's my in-person roll.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yep.
Sun Kong, /GM roll, all one word, and then space 1D8. Just waiting on Sun Kong's roll here.
Okay.
You guys saw Ileana pushing in 50 gold.
50
Oh.
more?
No. I'm just saying, like, to get the idea of the initial buy-in, she's pushing
okay.
50 gold. Sun Kong,
I don't know why I can't get this to work.
/GM roll, all one word, and then space 1D8.
It's the... I don't know how to do this. It's not going to let me do the slash, but it's
Yeah.
the one that goes from bottom to
There you
top,
go.
like
There you go.
forward.
So remember, in this game, you roll a D8, a D6, and a D4, and then it goes around. The rules are posted above here for Golden Gambit, if you'll look just above in the chat. You can raise the bet once it's initially put in, you can call the bet to match it, or you can fold if you think you're putting in too much money, or can't win. So just keep track of your own points that you've made so far. And Poker Face, you're playing against other players. Don't tell them what you have.
Yeah, clearly. And I'll keep track of the full bet, the full pot.
Everyone put in 50 gold. There is 200 currently sitting in the pot. The Eidolon points a finger over to you, Nvidi. You're first, sir.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, let's go. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah.
I'm
We're
sorry,
just-
sir. 50 more gold into the pot?
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Very well. Nvidi pushes in 50 more gold into the pot. The Eidolon points a finger over at you, Ileana.
I'm gonna raise it an additional 50, so I'm gonna put 100 in.
Very well, ma'am. The current bet is at 100, Glace, as he points a finger at you now.
Glace will shrug and throw in 100.
Okay. Glace calls the bet, matching the 100, pushing it in. Very well, ma'am. He
Sure,
points
I'll
to
call.
Sun Kong.
I will call.
Sun Kong pushes in 100. The Eidolon runs a finger from Sun Kong back over to Nvidi. Current is at 100, sir.
Oh,
You need to
wow.
pay 50.
Yeah, put 100 more in. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Oh, mean Gene.
Uh,
100 or 50?
yeah, are you calling the bet or raising it?
I'll call.
Okay.
Okay.
NVD
50
puts
more.
in 50 more. What's the current pot at, Ileana?
It is at 600.
Oh, shit. Very well, the Eidolon says, now distributing out your second set of cards. So now you're going to do /GM roll space 1d6 and add this to what you got previously. At the end of the game, you reveal how much you got overall and can go off of that.
This is such a fun game, everyone. I'm glad we're all having a wonderful time.
Glassy seems to be having fun.
Yeah, there's no better way to get loose before a performance. Have a little bit of fun.
That's right.
Okay, Ileana. Sun Kong and NVD. Or was that NVD you already rolled? Okay, yeah, I see you did yours. Okay.
Yes.
I did too.
Oh, good, good. I think we're just waiting on Ileona's then. Okay, hang on just a second here. Let me keep track of everything. Let's see. Okay, go ahead and make your roll, Ileona. The Eidolon points a finger over at, well, new set of cards. Just to ask you guys, would I start with NVD again or just move over to Ileona?
No, you would start at NVD again.
Alright, the Eidolon points at NVD. Very well, sir.
Oh, we're doing this again? Oh, great. Yeah, throw...
3 sets of cards, yes, sir.
Oh, wow. Got a great establishment here, man. You know that?
I appreciate that,
Crazy.
sir.
Get 3 whole cards. Wild. Yep, take 50 more of these.
NVD throws in 50 for the bet. Very well, sir, the Eidolon says, pointing over at Ileona.
So he put in 50 more. Sorry, I have to pull up my calculators. 50. I'll call him. I'll put in 50.
Okay. Ileona pushes in her 50 to match. The Eidolon points over to Glace.
Glace puts 50 in.
Okay. You push in the same amount, Glace. The Eidolon points a finger over to you, Sun Kong.
I am out.
Sun Kong throws his cards on the table and folds.
That's why I like him, because he is the smart one. Always paying attention.
Oh my god.
There you go, Ileona. Very well, sir, the Eidolon says. What's the current pot at?
750.
Very well. Everyone matched NVD's initial bet, so he doles out the final set of cards. This is going to be a D4. So /GM roll space 1D4. The Eidolon points over at NVD. You're up first, sir.
Oh, I'm getting the hang of it now. Yeah, take another 50.
Solid bet, sir, he says, pointing over to Ileona.
I'm just gonna chuckle at him. What a weirdo. I'm gonna bet 250. So I'm adding another 200.
Money bags.
The current bet is $250, ma'am, he says, pointing over at you, Glace.
Okay.
You calling the bet, ma'am, or raising?
I'll call it.
Very well, ma'am. You push in 250 gold. The Eidolon points back over at MVT. 250 is the current bet, sir.
I mean, it's too late to go back now. Gotta put it in there.
He
What,
smiles.
I gotta do an extra 200?
Yeah.
Yep. So you're calling the bet there to put in 200?
Yes.
Very well, sir. Everyone has matched the bet. Reveal your cards, he says. So each of you guys let me know, or let each other know what your totals were.
Your total can't be
Jesus,
4.
classic.
No way. There's no way your total's 4.
Her
Possible.
total was 4. She rolled 2 1s.
It's
My
unfortunate.
My total was 12.
Oh,
Nice! Look how much fun we're having. Oh,
Yes, look at how much fun we're having. Let's keep playing.
what a great game. Have you ever thought about teaching people how to play it?
Well done, ma'am. The Eidolon says as he begins to bag your how much gold?
1,500.
nice.
1,500. Divide that by 80% because the house takes some of that money.
Yeah.
The house takes 20%. So whatever 80% of 1,500 is. Went to art school, not anything math related.
So I should be getting like through. Oh, whoops, sorry. I'm doing my full total here. 1,500 times 0.8.
Yeah,
So I should be getting 1,200.
1,200.
Was that right? Okay.
He has one of those little like it's not a claw thing, but one of those like rake type of things where he pulls in the house's amount and then just pushes the rest within the bags for you over to you. If you'll allow me a few minutes to reset up everyone. The Eidolon begins setting up for another game.
Oh, I won't be doing another game. I have some news to spread around the game room. Thank you for playing, stranger. It was fun. You know,
As-
there's a gig coming soon. Wait, at what time? I don't know. I'll give her the time that I'm going on. The second act. It'll be great. You should come join us.
Sure. Hopefully your performance is better than your card game.
Oh, you should be with the first act right now. You're so funny.
You feel like another 10 or so minutes, Glace. As you guys are stepping up from your stools, Rinkaz and Aesop step out from the doors from behind the reflective glass pyramid.
Oh boy.
What do you guys do?
Try and collect my pride.
We gotta make our way downstairs now, right?
Aesop
Yeah.
says.
Yeah, downstairs.
Let's
The two of you notice a couple members of the group sitting at a table not too far away from you.
I try to avoid eye contact.
Okay. Just letting you know that you would see some of them there since they're close by.
Oh.
Start perusing like over through here, just
Sure.
listening in on anything that's being said. If anything catches note.
You see like a number of tables, kind of longer tables here. Everyone sort of, some leaned over the table as one of the people is at each of these tables kind of tossing some die down. They applause in some roars of shrieking as either in delight or in sadness as people are losing and gaining money as you kind of pass by the die tables here. It seated at the front of each, not an eidolon, but a formally dressed looking halfling seems to be seated at each.
Interesting.
A couple open seats if you were to wish to sit down.
I look to Aesop and say, I hope these guys ain't shortchanging them. Get a short change.
okay, Steve. Let's not bother the kind people. They're here to have a good time.
Oh, you're right, boss. I'm so sorry.
Can I do a quick
I'm thinking of the maps. Did the maps have like a weird triangle thing like this in them?
I don't know. Let's take a look at them. Under Twixt locations, under Halcyon. The map should be on here. Let's take a look.
Cosmos Consortium? Wait, hold on. Helpers. I don't know where to go. Oh, it's I see.
I'm assuming you guys have the maps. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
It would probably make sense since you two are the ones who are moving around, you know, posing as the vaccinators. You pull out a map and notice that where the large reflective pyramid is, there should be, at least on the map, it mentions a fountain.
Huh. That's weird.
Oh, thank you, Gorebeard, for donating your $4.20.
Whoa!
That ain't no fountain.
It clearly does not look like a fountain.
I mean,
I'm gonna go over to the guard over here for a moment.
Sure.
I kind of nod to him and say, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
We were checking out the layout and everything, you know, making sure those little bastards are running around here. They told
Bastards?
us that I show them the name tag and they say, the little
Vaccinate.
buggers.
Yes, yes.
I know that they, after they eat, they like to, you know, rehydrate. And we're gonna look at maybe around some of the pipes underneath the fountain, but they said there was a fountain here. I don't see no fountain.
Make a, I mean, I think I would say a deception check.
can I aid him?
Sure.
Wait, let me double check. I'm sure he's good at deception. Yes, I aid him.
Alright. 9.
Only fountain is on the balcony, sir.
Huh. That's weird. Oh, okay, we were just up there. I didn't see anything. Carry on, sir. Thank you.
No.
Can I do a check to see if this was if this is like, does this look new? Does it look like they just built it?
Sure, you make some type of check.
Let's
Investigation check or something similar.
Investigation, I suppose.
Sure.
Man, fuck. 6.
You're not sure. It doesn't look brand newish, but then again, everything here is kept up to a pretty pristine quality, being a very high-end casino. So if it does have some age to it, it's probably hard to tell because of the nice upkeep that they seem to do on everything here.
Did Rinkas and Aesop last session see it come down with a beam of light, or was that Ilana that saw that?
I think that was Ileana who saw that. I think you guys had moved towards the back already.
Alright, that's alright.
Or no. Was it when you two had walked in that it happened, I believe? Ring, do you remember? There was a guy who seemed to have taken some money and started running towards you, and a beam shot out. So you two did see that.
And then I will do an Arcana check on it.
Sure.
Ooh, yes. Aesop, Arcana. It's an unnatural 20.
You don't sense any magic from the reflective-looking glass. You know, it's like a glass pyramid with these sort of wooden scaffolding that kind of holds it up at the ends there that you see. It's got a reflective quality to it and is relatively pristine looking. Other than that, it doesn't seem like it's magic. At least from your Arcana check.
Interesting. Why?
Alright.
while we're standing here, I'd like to take maybe a perception check to look behind the bar. No, see if
The gold eye here points. You can go around the corner, sir, if you need to access the bar.
oh no,
This
Thank
is
you,
back
sir.
entry, sir.
oh, I gotcha. I head around the tables this way, not
Sure.
interfering with him,
Sure.
and walk over this way.
You see an eidolon standing in front of a couple racks of barrels that seem to have wine. He seems to be setting up a couple plates, and you see the sort of female attendants holding trays of them. So you get the sense that he's kind of setting things up for them to grab and deliver to the patrons here. You see a number of rows here in kind of the dining hall. Various medium and small humanoid races. Some of them eidolon, a couple of the gem eye people who have those gems for eyes. They're eating exquisite looking food. You notice at the far end there looks to be either a half elf or a just regular elf at the far end, female, kind of setting up the food on her end. It's like a bar, that's a bar here for what looks to be the wine and drink, and then a bar here for what looks to be the food. And you can see, like, I'm not going to move all of these icons, but you can see where it looks like the female waitresses are kind of grabbing and delivering. They throw it on the tables to be grabbed and delivered. You also are able to see what looks like a tavern drake sitting lazily on one of the barrels behind the eidolon at the kind of wine section, the bar.
Do I assume the gold eye see what we have gold-wise. I know that.
Knowledge checks are completely free, but yes, that's what you've been told.
How much do I know offhand without asking is a drink here? Just something simple, maybe to get one for the Drake back there.
The attendant here, who seems to be sort of throwing a tray up on front, gives you a basic idea that drinks here are within the price range anywhere of 10 gold to up to 1,000 gold for a bottle, usually, he points out.
Said, I don't know if they imbibe in the drink at all, but liquid's liquid. I assume that's all. You got a cellar down there. You mind if we go investigate just for a minute? I mean, I don't want to get in your way. I know you got a lot of high-paying customers trying to get their drinks, but we need to check down there real quick to see if any of those little, if you got any pests down there, you know.
He gives you a once-over, seeing your suits with the Varaxinator symbol emblazoned on them. Give me a deception check.
I'm back. Can I aid him in any way?
Yes, you can. What do you say to aid him in asking to go down to the cellar?
Vaccinators. We're here on, extermination of the Voraxes. It's important that we go search every nook and cranny.
A nice solid 12.
Shit!
Yes, wouldn't want any of those creatures mulling about. I'll allow you down there, of course, with the escort of the Gold Eye nearby, he says, moving to the door here and opening it for you.
Alright.
The Gold Eye, hearing all this, kind of being around the corner, just stands at attention, ready to follow behind you guys.
I travel around and head in.
Sure.
As I head down, I look to the bar drake, and in my most crude, rudimentary Draconic, I just kind of nod and say, you got a friend here. And in Draconic say, a pleasure to see you again, sir.
I mean, I would just tell you that general knowledge, these are different drakes each time. Yeah, so you say this to him, and he You see he's sort of like lazily, similar to his image there, he's kind of like lazily lounging on the barrel and just opens one eye to notice you and then slowly closes it.
Apparently, I just found out I'm not doing as good here as I thought I was. I'd buy this guy a drink, a family thing, you know. But anyways, bugs down below. I mean, no bugs in the system. I kind of look around and say, we don't want to let him know if they're bugs. Don't say bug. Bug's bad. Rich people like bugs.
Aesop begins heading down the stairs. The gold eye begins following, not too far behind. You guys begin descending. So deception rolls. What's happening over back here? Glace was moving away from the table, along with Monk.
Oh, Glace yeah, she's just gonna. I can do a general roll if you want, like go around the game room, just having
Sure.
a good time, talking to people, telling them to, if they want to have a great experience, one that they've never seen before, they should go see the second act.
Mean Gene, you see Glace's stepped up from the table and is trying to spread the word of her big gig going on, along with Monk in tow. Do you want to keep chilling out there, or what do you do?
I'm gonna follow them because I like the work ethic. That's why I signed them.
He's my hype man.
Ileana, you see your party mates kind of get up and move on. What do you do?
I want to talk to the whatever the dealer, I guess.
Sure.
And
He's
be
like he's still doing his thing where he's like shuffling the cards and getting ready.
I just want to be like, I want to play like a little bit higher stakes tables. You guys have anything like that around here?
Yes, ma'am. High roller tables up on the balcony, though you would need a special request to get there.
Could I get a special request from what, the owner?
You could potentially speak to him, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thanks. And I'm gonna go try to meet up with him.
Sure. Couple others eventually kind of migrate over to his table and he begins to set another game up for them. As you're coming over to talk to Mr. Pincher, Glace and your group in tow, those who want to aid can, but give me a general performance check as you kind of go around the main floor, spreading the word of your big show.
15.
Alright. Is Mean Gene aiding or anything like that?
I'm not proficient in performance.
Oh, gotcha.
Got a
Okay.
good number in it though, but
I mean, you could make your own roll too if you wanted. Another performance check from you.
A team
Yeah.
effort. Here you go, Mean Gene.
it's an 8.
Roll an extra D8 from Glace's Bardic Inspiration.
All right.
Nice.
Oh
15.
shit! Nice. Monk, are you doing anything in particular to kind of draw attention to Glace's big act?
I don't know if I guess I could.
You don't have to. Just want to make sure.
I'll roll something. It's a 13. I have no pluses.
That's not bad. Glace, you go around and what do? Do you just kind of go around and just try to meet up with people and share the word, or how does that play out?
Yeah, Glace would like sit down by them, introduce herself, tell them they're beautiful and they seem like they like having a good time, and then kind of wheel in my my little gig here and tell them that I would love if they would come see me.
You get the sense as you do this along with Mean Gene and Monk kind of helping to participate that these people are a higher society, they flaunt their money around, and they enjoy being told the exact things you're telling them. You turn the ear of a lot of people and you hear over your time kind of moving out through the main floor that it seems to have gained the attention of a decent handful of them. You get the sense that probably come your performance you may draw a decent handful of the crowd out here on the main floor in the main stage to watch your performance.
Oh, nice. Alright, cool.
As that's happening, Ileana, you approach Mr. Pincher, who kind of finishes talking with a couple over here.
Hello, sir.
Oh, hello again there. What was it, Jasmine?
Yeah.
Hello again, Jasmine.
I was wondering, do you have any more higher stake deals that I could get access to?
We do, yes. There's the High Rollers table up on balcony level. It's usually exclusive, however.
Is there any way I could get some sort of access to that?
It's possible you, over time, as if you build a relationship with us here at the Dragon's Hoard, I don't believe I've met you before, but eventually, if we see you're in good standing with us and you put in a bit here at the Dragon's Hoard, we'd be happy to allow you access up there.
I mean, I'm not going to be here for long. I'm only visiting for maybe a few days, but I definitely would like to make some more money at your casino. I feel like I drove up the bets enough that you guys probably made more profit than you're used to down here.
Make some type of check with that.
Okay, I guess persuasion. I can't think of anything else that I would be able to do a check with for that.
I mean, persuasion, but it was pretty vague, so it could also be a deception check. I'd allow that, since you played 3 whole games since you've been here.
I'll do perception, or not perception, persuasion.
Sure, sure.
Ooh. 10?
Okay. Mr. Pincher gives you a smile that you can see form kind of below his mustache. I really appreciate that, ma'am, but unfortunately right now I think it's best that we allow you to continue enjoying what we have to offer on the main floor.
Okay.
I hope you have the best of nights, ma'am.
Can I do a perception to see if there's anybody down here that would be somebody that could go up there? That I might be able to take, like, I don't know if it's like a card or something that they use to get in there.
You're unsure.
Well, I obviously can't ask him.
Is there anything I could steal that would get me in the VIP?
Yeah, pretty much. Let me wander. What are these bartenders? What are these people?
They are delivering drink and food to the people sitting merrily at the tables here. You get the sense that they're probably more of the waiters and waitresses here.
I'll walk to this one.
Sure.
Or maybe one like a little bit away from him.
Yeah, he
maybe,
like continue
this one.
mingling and kind of moves up here now.
And I'll try to get her attention and ask her what sort of card or something I can use to get into the VIP area.
She turns, kind of like having just dropped off some drinks at a table. She has like a one of those serving trays in her hands. Make some type of persuasion check.
Okay. This one's much better. 17?
Oh, most guests have a card on them, infused with magic. Allows the door to the High Rollers table to open. Only the most elite are allowed to enter, so I've heard, ma'am.
Oh, okay, I see. Alright. I'm gonna kind of like scour the room and see if there's anybody that seems like that kind of level
Sure.
in here.
As you're doing that, Glace, one of the gold eyes steps up to you and says, Glace, you're up in 10. You may want to be getting ready.
Yes.
Please use the back entrance if you don't mind.
Of course, I wouldn't want to interrupt the first act. I guess she'll start heading that way.
Okay.
Sorry, Reedy, I moved you.
What is your role, Ileona?
Perception, that'll be 15. I mean, sorry, 25, not 15. I'm sorry.
25?
Yeah, sorry. I have 9 in it. I don't know why I just, like, said what.
Holy
It's
shit.
weird.
You see an extravagantly dressed, gaudily covered, bejeweled, and gold, large necklaces and stuff. A Dowar, green Dowar, sitting over the tables over here.
Oh, that one. Uh-huh.
He almost has like gold, large
boy.
feather eyebrows kind of flowing over. He continues eating as the hostess steps away from the table to get more food.
Oh, he's a big boy.
He's your size.
Oh, but he's eating a lot.
Yes,
I
he
want
is.
to, like, walk here,
Mhm.
pass by, kind of.
He
bump
has like
into him.
he has one of those like he obviously isn't really wearing a whole lot. He has like one of those like strap over almost bandolier things, and there's like a pouch to the side of him.
Oh, like a side purse kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay. I want to like pass by, but kind of like bump in, like a pickpocket kind of thing,
Okay.
and like sit into this chair. But as I pass to sit in the chair, I want to kind of like bump in and be like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry."
I will tell
Kinda,
you
like,
this.
touch him and stuff.
I'll tell you this because you see it. There is a gold eye that is not far below from you. So
Oh shit.
if you want to try a sleight of hand check, I would say it's a good idea because you see him to make a stealth check on top of that.
Okay, I'll do both.
Because you have to not only alert the Dowar you're trying to steal from, but the gold eye below you.
Okay, yeah, I'll do both.
Sure.
This will be my stealth. That's a 14. This will be my sleight of hand. That's a 12. These are not good rolls. I'm rolling with these dice today.
I'm assuming the Mean Gene trio heads back into the the waiting room. Okay, you guys do so. You hear...
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
it's okay. What's up?
Oh, never mind. I have to say that I'm gonna use my inspiration before I use it. I forgot.
Correct.
Yep, that's fine.
You pull out, you're able to kind of pop open there's like a little wiring that kind of closes his knapsack. You're able to untie that stealthily enough as you kind of bump in and quickly pop the pouch open. In the few split seconds you have to quickly run a hand through his bag, you feel the card, but as you pull it out, it drops onto the floor.
Oh no.
It doesn't seem like the Dowar has noticed, but you don't have the card. And the gold eye below you doesn't seem to immediately take notice of you, but you can't really tell as he just continually sort of stares off into the general crowd. You're unsure because of his faceplate if he's caught wind of what you're doing or not.
Okay. Then what I will try to do is not bend down or anything for it. I want to kind of like turn to the Dowar, and I want to put my foot on the card, and say to the Dowar that I would like to make up for bumping into him by buying him something, whether he wants a drink or more food or something. I don't care.
All right. Very well.
And then I'll just give him like 200 gold or something. If he wants just gold, or I don't know if I just like buy it for him directly.
He pushes the gold back to you and says, something good to eat. Or a drink, as you said. Gold means nothing to me, he says, leaning back in his chair, rubbing his giant gold necklace.
Oh, those are beautiful necklaces.
I know.
What do you do here?
Oh, I'm a Doar, a merchant by trade.
Oh, I bet
Deal
you
in
have
various things, including spelljammers.
Oh wow!
Wow.
I bet you have the best spelljammers and the best goods.
I'm a Doar. Of course, wow.
Of course, mwah. I ask what his favorite food is. If he has a favorite food, I don't know.
Roasted fish. Wow. Mackerel.
Ooh. I will definitely try to get them to get that for you. So I want to then turn back, but I want to slide that card with me over here.
Nice.
Still haven't picked it up.
I will say you don't need a sleight of hand check, but because you're unsure of the gold eye beneath you, if you want to be stealthy, to make another stealth check.
That's what I was gonna. Yeah, I want to do another stealth check. That's a 21.
You feel like you are pretty, natural in turning back without drawing too much attention, just sliding your foot across with the card underneath. The gold eye below you out of the corner of your eye doesn't seem to move or react in any particular way.
I ask for the waitress. Waitress!
Yeah, she's not far away. There's a waitress that comes over, and pin and quill in hand is ready to take your order.
I would like to buy the Doar. Do you have roasted mackerel?
Oh, yes, ma'am, we do. The finest that you'll probably eat in all of Halcyon here at Dragon's Hoard.
How much?
300 gold.
That's fine. Buy it for him, please.
Very well, ma'am. We will bring that out as soon as it's ready.
Thank you.
Of course, she says, looking at you for an extra couple seconds.
I just need something simple. How about a drink? Any drink.
Very well, ma'am. Something simple or something more higher end?
How about we just meet in between? Something that'll, I want alcohol, but just something moderate.
A nice 50 gold glass, then.
Okay.
Very well, ma'am. She continues kind of stating.
And I'll tip her 20 gold.
Oh, thank you, ma'am, she says with a smile as she begins to head off. You see her kind of step up to the bar and kind of begin placing that order for you from what you can see.
Okay.
As you are... Well, so what do you do with this card that's underneath your foot? Let's resolve that.
I want to, I guess, maybe roll another stealth sleight of hand and make it seem like I'm itching my foot. And then just grab it.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so stealth...
You guys all have your inspiration cards too, by the way. Don't forget. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. Stealth, I rolled...
I'll say
18.
you don't need to do a stealth.
Oh.
You feel like if you do a good sleight of hand, you can kind of slip it up without catching the eye of anybody at this point.
Okay. I'll go ahead then and,
Kind of like you were saying, like you're scratching your foot or something.
I'll just roll it. I'm not gonna use my inspiration. I'm afraid
Okay.
I'm gonna need my inspiration card at some point.
Hey, that's fine.
Oh, that's a natty 20, boy.
Ah!
So that's a 30 total,
Holy shit. Is that our first 30 we've gotten in this game?
probably.
It may be. Ileona, you are able to adeptly grab the card and not even put it in your like boot or anything, but you're able to actually like run it up like the side of your leg without catching the eye of anyone and slip it into your pack of whatever your equipment is.
Does
And
a card... Oh, go ahead.
you're pretty sure with that strong check that you haven't caught the eye of anybody.
Does the card have the Doard's name on it or anything?
It does not. It is a like a velvet red, you know, like a fine carpet red, you know, that kind of deep red color, and then in a gold symbol on one side of it is the symbol of the Dragon's Hoard Casino.
Okay.
That's all you see on there. It feels pretty light, as if it's probably not made of any type of like lead or like you know, silver or material that may put you in trouble with the gold eye. So you're able to slip that into your pack.
Okay.
As you successfully do that with a pretty strong check, the three boys, along with the gold eye attendant, head down the stairs into the wine cellar below. If you guys will zoom down there.
Down to bottom. Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm. You guys notice that there's many fine casks shelved nearby this spiral staircase that leads down from the bar. It's low lit in here, just like a couple sconces on the wall with some torches.
A little too dark down here.
A set of doors up at the north end. Do you need more light, sir? The gold eye asked.
That would be wonderful. Thank you. So helpful. And your name, sir?
David.
Oh, fancy this one.
This motherfucker over here, David. Alright. That's his name. You watch as David, with a bit of a, you know, like slightly more hurried step, but he heads up the stairs out of sight. You guys now find yourselves alone in the wine cellar.
Alright, what's in this door? What's in this room?
Hang on just a second. I hid his token, but to be honest, I may as well just kind of like pull him up top.
David's a good help.
Make a perception check as you guys are down here and you begin moving towards the door.
19.
Oh shit.
13.
Both of you hear some giggling. Some subtle giggling coming from within the room. To you, Rinkaz, it almost sounds like a female voice.
Oh?
You can push through the door if you want. I'm just letting you know that's what you hear.
On the other side of the door?
It sounds like it's coming from in this room. In the cellar.
Oh?
Can we do an investigation check? Like look under the like
Sure. I mean, that'd be a perception check to look around.
perception.
It's not...
15.
Okay, that's pretty good.
17?
Nice.
Oh, nice. You see flittering around at the far end, kind of behind the staircase, almost peeking out at you guys, seems to be what looks like a small winged female. She has long elvish-like ears, these beautiful like different colored, almost butterfly-like wings that flap around. Small motes of these lights kind of spill off of them as she peers at you guys, and has her hair done up almost like it almost looks like an eidolon's the way its style is. It's kind of this beautiful bluish, like the blue of the ocean, and it kind of twists at the top. But she looks more like a fairy or pixie as she kind of peers out from behind the staircase at you guys.
Hello?
Yeah, can you understand us? Hello? We're doing routine work down here, very dangerous.
Ma'am, do you have any problems with any insects or bugs? Insectoid-like creatures?
No, none down here, she says.
And... Mate,
Is there something I should be afraid of?
Not at all. Should we be afraid of you?
Only if you're here to cause trouble.
I mean...
You came down with a guard, so I assume not.
Okay,
You're just hanging down in the wine cellar.
This is my house.
Can I do an insight on that?
Sure.
What a
roll?
shitty house.
A 14?
Mhm.
Sounds like she's being honest.
You live in the wine cellar.
They have some of the finest wine that I've ever tasted before. And not a lot of people bother me. Usually just the barkeep. What's not to love?
do they know you live here?
Maybe.
Insight? Ooh, I rolled a 2, fam.
You have no idea.
We'll leave this to be a wine sprite.
What are you here for?
I'd like to roll an insight.
Sure.
Ooh.
24.
You get the feeling that, yeah, she's potentially being honest, but coy at the same time. Maybe she's told some people, not others, is what you get from that.
And do you pay your dues and your fees here?
Of course. I protect the wine room. So, what are you two doing down here? She says, kind of flittering her wings and hopping along the wine barrels.
Can you keep a secret?
Oh, I love secrets, she says with a smile.
We're here to kill bugs.
Bugs?
Actually, are they animals? They're like...
I described to her what the hell they look
The
like.
armvorax. They're definitely not bugs. They more look like feral, feline creatures with 6 legs. They're like cougars, but smaller. But almost as ferocious, if not more.
I look to her and I say, "Now you see, now bugs."
Make
bird. Oh, go ahead.
Just before you continue on, Rinkaz, make a deception check from what you said. She says.
What are you gonna do if you run into one? She says,
Flittering to the last wine.
Kill it!
barrel.
With what? Do you have magic? Do you have swords, blades, things to stab it with?
Yes.
I grin and show her my teeth.
You're going to eat it?
I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna consume the thing in which it would enter my stomach, but I would make sure that it does not live any longer.
This getup you guys have, this is your job?
It's 11.
Why would you need to keep that a secret then? She says.
Because I'm just playing with you. I'm having some fun.
Oh, fun. Good. Good. Well, do your job, I suppose, but don't cause any trouble.
Not in the slightest. Do you know what's on the other side of this door over here?
The hallways to the lower rooms of the basement level.
Perfect. See, I told you the basement was down here. There had to be... My friend here, see, like I was going to say before, early bird catches the worm, and that's why he's good at pest hunting. But lizards eat birds, so I follow him, so I learn everything I know from him. Now we're hunting cats, and that's a whole different thing altogether. I mean...
Are you looking to go out into the hallways?
I would much like to do that. My job is in there. Potentially. Unless you've seen the things. Nasty creatures.
Thought you were gonna look around here for something like that. That's why you sent the guard upstairs, right?
I sent him up there so I could get some light. I can't see anything down here.
Yeah. And you already want to head into the hallways, huh?
Well, you just said everything looks good. Sweeping. If we go there, it has to come back up here. If we don't see anything here, how's it gonna come back through here?
Good point. I do know my home. Yes, well, what should I tell the guard when he comes down then?
We can wait for him. I'm sure he knows where we're at.
Listen, if there's really one of these armed Vorax down here, I don't want it alive. I'd prefer for you to be on your way. Sniff one out if you can.
No.
I'll tell the guard to catch up with you, I'm sure. You're allowed down here, right? You've spoken with the guards to get access.
Oh yeah, that's why the guard followed us down here.
Okay. I'll let him know to catch up with you. You should be on your way. Ugh, nasty things.
Oh, damn right. I can't stand them. Oh.
I would like to do another insight on this fairy
Sure.
thing. Does she seem like genuine? Oh fuck! I saw. Fuck! That's a 6.
She sounds honest, but it's very difficult to be sure.
All right.
So what do you guys do?
I think I'll put an ear up to the door to see if I actually hear anything. Be like, shh, they might be over here.
Make a perception check.
Alright. 19.
Oh, nice. Sounds pretty quiet as you kind of take a second to listen.
It's a little too quiet. I put my hand on the door and I just turn it real quick and push it open fast.
You do so. And find that you're looking down a long hallway to your right. And a kind of a set of stairs that leads up to your left, along with what looks like a large kind of a statue of similar to like some type of devilish creature, maybe like a succubus or something that you ran into before when you were here on Halcyon.
Succubus. Oh.
It has your standard like pointy horns, kind of sharp nose, sharp fingers, and like pointed tail. Made out of just solid obsidian-like stone. Behind it is a staircase that seems to lead up.
Let's see. I look to Aesop and I say, Oh, hey, you! I know you watched that weird and wild, fantastic Wild Knot show, right? You've seen it before? You
No.
remember?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh man, that show's great. They had a grid ball game one time, and I kind of looked at him and like nod and say, one of these things popped out on stage and caused all kinds of hell, boss. Oh, it was terrifying.
Does this look misplaced here? Does it look like it's like in a spot where it belongs? Like, does it look like... I mean, have we seen other statues like this?
None here.
Hmm.
It looks odd. It looks mostly decorative, so to be kind of just sitting down here at the end of the stairs seems just, somewhat strange that they wouldn't put it somewhere on display. But otherwise, I don't... just seems like a statue of like a abyssal figure.
Can I do some kind of arcana check on it to see if it's got like
Sure.
something going on with it? Wow, I rolled a 1.
If it was magic, you would be unsure, Aesop.
Look to Aesop and say, all this money and lust and greed, I wonder if they got some other pest. And I kind of like give a wide-eyed look like something's not what it seems like here.
I agree. I want to take out the map again, and sorry, Rincos, I just want to get the map really quick before I continue on.
Both of you make a perception check.
I got a 6.
19.
Oh shit. Rinkaz. Hey, good thing you guys in pairs, that's good. Rinkaz, you can begin to hear the door opening from above, coming through the wine cellar with that good of a check. It seems as though the guard is probably returning as you begin to kind of hear the pitter-patter of his footsteps down the steps. Moving just like, not moving fast-paced though, just moving at your standard like marching pace.
Goldie looks out here.
David.
Oh, you guys gonna wait for him?
Yeah, I was calling for him. Goldie looks.
Okay. It takes another couple seconds, but he opens the door. Oh, yes. Please stay close. Just for security reasons. He hands you guys each a torch. You should really only need these within the cellar. I can post them up. The areas here and the rest of the basement are relatively well lit.
They don't like fire. Cats don't like water, but when you set them on fire, they really don't like it. They burn. It's terrible. These will help.
Multi-purpose, I see. Very well, he says, clearly not knowing exactly the makeup they are on Vorax, and handing you both a torch.
I don't mean to pry. It's not my job to pry, but I look at the statue and say, what in the hell is that?
We have various forms of security here at the casino, the Godai says.
Mm-hmm. Is that security or is that for looks? I don't want to piss off no demon people while I'm spraying for creatures.
Best not to spray the statues, he says.
Oh. You hear that? See, I told you. He knew. You said, "Oh no, let's spray the demon," and you said, "Oh yeah, come on, and listen to him. You gotta listen to what he says."
Can I do an insight on that? This
Sure.
is just like for intimidation purposes, or is there more that he's not telling us? Oh, this fucking bird. 13.
It seems like he's giving you guys a genuine piece of advice, mostly from that check. He's not giving you the details, but he's making sure to let you guys know that you should not mess with the statue.
Okay.
Let's go down the hall the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Very well. The Davin kind of just stays with you guys, following along.
I can like do the cross across my chest thing walking by. Oh, by the light and the saints, that thing's terrible. I ain't dealing with that boss. And no demons.
Just don't touch it. Just Steven, you'll be fine. Oh, me? Pardon me?
So many bright eyes around here. You think they're hiding a fortune in here? I just kind of laugh. I stop and I just like start sniffing around and doing like really weird like body motions. I mean, I'm talking about full Dale Gribble, like like just weird shit all over. Like I don't sense nothing.
We gotta keep looking. They're good hires.
As you guys are moving along, heading down the stairs is a well-dressed dwarf gentleman who moves by you and then turns and asks, "Excuse me,
Yes.
who are you?"
The Varaxinatus, sir. This is my boss.
He says, looking over at you, Aesop. "Mr. Pincher." He holds out a hand.
I will like do that thing where I'm like trying to wipe the sweat and like the grime off of my hands because I'm a dirty exterminator that's been in dirty places.
He pulls his hand back. "And you two are?"
Varaxinators.
I'm a Steve.
Hmm.
I don't remember what Aesop called himself. Was it Jim?
Carl?
Carl with a K.
"You," he says, pointing at the gold eye behind you guys. "Allow them to the rooms necessary and keep the others restricted." The gold eye behind nods. "Yes, sir." You watch as the dwarf heads over to this door and, using a key, opens the door and steps inside.
I look to David and say, I guess that room ain't necessary then, huh?
"Good call," David says, following behind you.
Look at this. You think with all this brain up here, I'd have enough money not to be called poor? Oh,
"So will the next room on the first right."
then it looks like we're taking a circle then.
"Could be coming from any part of the hallway walls. Good to have your specialties with us," David says, kind of almost looking around in his helmet. You can't see his face, but you can kind of tell he's almost trying to keep an eye out for them.
Oh, okay. Aesop's gonna start knocking on the walls down here.
Okay.
As he goes down the hallway, he'll knock on the walls every once in a while.
I look to David and say, what, that suit, that get-up you got there, what's it made out of?
Mostly gold.
Oh my god! Oh,
Fine silks.
No, you're a walking lunchbox.
Target with us. You might be good bait.
"All the more reason to stay next to you two," he says, almost with a chuckle.
I like this guy, look at this. Good at his job, willing to lay down his lunchbox, if you know what I mean. He's a tastodactyl, where we come from. That's what we call him. We put him out and let him run, get eaten, then we go kill what ate our friend. Yeah, it's great.
Sure.
David, what you know about lizard people? They're great, aren't they? Don't you know? Oh.
Admittedly, not a lot of lizard people come to Halcyon.
Yeah, none of them are as smart as me.
I start knocking on this wall now.
Alright.
gonna go over to the wall and scratch it, and then just like lick the side of the wall once.
Is this all part of your investigations for the armed Vorax?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I just like licking walls.
Got it. I'm just kidding. That's not side character.
Please, sir, let's keep this professional if you don't mind, unless this is some strange way of sensing the creatures.
He's a lizard folk. He can taste their. He can taste it. He was just joking with me. Of course, he can taste where they've been.
Make a deception check.
And I can't aid, but I'd like to.
That's fine. That's fine. Hold on. Let me go to his. I mean, it's not bad. 17?
Okay. Good skill to have, David says.
You know how like animals mark their territory? You can't smell this. You have to taste it.
That sounds very gross.
Look at my teeth; they're perfectly beautiful. We have good dental here. That's the one thing we do have. They said, "Hey, Steve, you're gonna come work for us. You're gonna lick walls and try and find out where they mark the territory." I said, "I want to do that," but they said they got dental. I said, "I'm gonna do that."
Very good, sir.
What about this room?
This is the... Hang on just a moment.
Here, me too. Don't
This
worry.
is the barracks, he says.
We should check in here if it's unnecessary.
Of course, he says. I'll let the others know. He allows you guys inside.
Oh God.
Oh.
You guys see a couple gold eye sitting next to some tables, moving some paperwork. Another dwarf, almost like the one that you saw upstairs, though this one with a scar over one of his eyes, but very similar. Almost maybe like a twin or something, you would surmise. Is just rifling through some paperwork. He leans an eye up to you guys as David explains that you guys are here to do your Varaxinator work. A few others sitting over the table. Looks as though they're on break as they're kind of they pull their helmets up just a little to take a drink. In the cells above, there is the gentleman that you guys saw trying to make off with the gold before, who got racked by some type of ray that shot out of the pyramid. Leaning up against the wall, barely fitting in a cell next to him, is the half-ogre, Mogor, that you heard, well, someone heard Mr. Pinter say from before. But the large half-ogre seems to be fallen asleep now, large bit of drool dripping from his mouth. And finally, sitting in the last cell, looks to be a young Eidolon gentleman with very curly, spindly blue hair, who kind of sits a bit in the shadows.
This is... So, I'm assuming... Okay, does it fit the description of who Vander was?
This looks like Vander. From everything you guys have heard up until this point.
And he's not doing anything?
He's like, it's like a cell that has one of those like benches you can sit on that's held up by two chains at the opposite ends, and he's just sort of like sitting there with his head in his hands, but you can clearly make out that his finer features from his kind of lower looking down face looks to be of Eidolon, and you can definitely tell from his twirly hair that he must be some type of Eidolon. At least you can surmise that.
Give Rinkaz a little elbow nudge. Alright, Steve, let's look around the room.
Oh my God, we got a full house in here. Look at this.
The rest of the gold eye kind of take a moment to look you guys over, but then the two go back to taking sips, and the other two, along with the dwarf over at the desk with some paperwork and writing and stuff, goes back to kind of perusing through some documents. As you guys are doing that, let's go back up top. Glacé, you hear the shuffling of a number of patrons who seem to be gathering in seats for your show. At least that's what you can surmise.
Okay.
But that's what it sounds like. It's like there's people getting ready. Hang on just a second. There we go. You drew a pretty good check, so that's quite a few people. Hang on just a second, I'll grab a few more. The two... hang on just a moment, let's pull the camera back up for the Twitch folks. You hear a roarious applause come on from outside, and within a few moments the two comedy duos step back in and are patting each other's on the backs with a hearty smile.
We killed him out there. Yeah, we sure did, the other one says.
I give them a little clap.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. I believe one of you is up next.
That would be me.
You hope you do the same. Kill 'em, whoever's left. Maybe they're zombies, the other one says.
So they both laugh at each other. You're not even sure if that was a joke or not.
Okay, well...
Best of luck, Razzle says.
Thank you, darling.
She's kind of like shuffling some stuff back into her briefcase of stuff. Kind of almost like done doing her practices, and now just kind of generally waiting.
Okay. I got Glacé will head out if she can.
Okay, you head out. The lights are dim. Is these other two, or are you guys going with her?
I would like to be at the side of the stage.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Gotta
guys.
watch over Glacé.
Glacé, there is an X painted on the stage over here, and we'll say that they let you know that when you're ready, the lights are dim, but as soon as you take that X step, that your performance will begin.
I need to be announced, Mean Gene.
Of course you do. Yeah, you do. Why wouldn't you need to be announced? Who's got a microphone? Do we need a microphone? You have a microphone.
Him my
use your
staff.
microphone. Of course you have a microphone. Why wouldn't you have a... Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am the Brain Mean Gene, and Weird and Wild Entertainment proudly presents to you the interdimensional superstar known as the original Wild Knot, Glacé Allure.
I want to start playing my unearthly chorus.
Okay. You begin to do that. And as Mean Gene finishes his introduction for you, you hear a relatively decent applause coming from a large number of seats in the audience. So what do you plan to do, So first, Glacé, once you take center stage, then this spotlight will come onto you. So you haven't popped into the spotlight just yet. Mm-hmm. But what do you plan to do when that happens, as you begin your unearthly chorus?
I want to come out like it's a fashion show at first, like with the chorus going, dancing lights going a little bit, and like maybe
Are you gonna do some dancing lights?
I suppose I can.
Mm-hmm. I mean, whatever you want to make it, flavorful and brilliant looking for your performance.
Get some of that awesome fashion runway house techno where the beat feels like it's blowing your chest out.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see if we can get you some music. There you go.
Jason's personal drag race soundtrack.
So whenever you're ready, Glacé, you just tell me what you do. You guys, along with her, can help out if you'd like.
Yeah,
The crowd looks on in anticipation to whatever your variety show is.
Oh yeah, it's a variety show, so I'm gonna come out with my little fashion stuff going on, my dancing lights, and I guess I'll start like I guess singing and performing and doing a little dance first.
Okay. Make like a performance check as you do this. So you take center stage. The spotlight blares on you.
Okay.
You cast dancing lights, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
A number of brilliant lights shifts and moves around you, Glace, as you begin to shake and twirl and sing into your mic staff. Give me a performance check.
That's a natural 20!
Oh my
Cannon.
god. Wow.
The whole room is dead.
They just died!
They literally die.
Straight up.
31.
31?
Yeah.
That's two above 30s in this game? Holy shit. Let's see here. The crowd erupts in applause as motes move through them, and you sing and dance, sparkling lights around you from your dancing lights as you twirl and clearly move the crowd into a bit of a tantrum as they cheer you on.
Can I want
Okay, only
to...
once though.
I want to, in the middle of my performance, I want to, like, get them going, asking them, I want to, like, say something and ask them to repeat it, like, you know, making them a part of the song or whatever, but then I want to say, open the doors, we should let the entire building know we're here, and start, like, put my mic my mic on that thing it can do where I can just, like, boom my voice and continue like entertaining that way and see if I can like get more people coming in, maybe.
With your previous natty 20, I'll allow you to do this check at advantage.
Okay. The first roll is a 19.
Holy shit.
And so we're gonna use the 19, so that's a 30.
So yes, you blare into your mic yelling this out, and the gold eye open the doors now, curious to see what's going on. They actually step in and take seats as more patrons from the main floor begin to shuffle in, curious as to what's going on in the entertainment hall. A few other gold eyes step in, curious as to what's going on. It seems as though you have a packed house, Glace, as more people begin moving from the far end of the open doors trying to see through.
Okay. Well, what I want to do is I'm trying to be a distraction for my sneaky friends. So I want to... So I think I want to try to make my way through the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to attempt to bring the party out so people can be in it.
Conga line!
Oh, yeah!
The dwarven gold eye gives you a bit of a weird look. Make some type of check as you begin heading towards the doors. He seems to kind of be standing guarding the front of them.
Some kind of check.
I mean, I'd take a performance check. I'd take a persuasion check as you kind of talk to him in your mic. That's up to you.
Mhm.
He's
Okay.
not really expecting you to try to walk out of the actual entertainment hall, since this is
What?
where the entertainment happens.
I'm gonna put pressure on him then. I'm going to talk in my mic, mentioning that we should take it out and party with everyone, and
how about a dwarf man and put my mic up to his face and see what he says, you know, like maybe like persuasion I suppose would be good.
Okay, sure.
Pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, that could also kind of be an intimidation check. I mean,
Can I use intimidation?
I would allow this to be an intimidation check, but not like an aggressive one, but just kind of putting him on the spot.
Perfect. Do you want me to re-roll then?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Are the other two of you guys doing anything while this is happening? Glacé's moving through the crowd towards the back doors, or front doors, rather.
I am kind of moving to the music on the stage, just surveying the crowd. I'll probably try to make my way through the crowd to get up to Glacé at some point.
Gotta get that conga line started.
I'm
Okay.
moving across the front of the stage, being like, "Come on, let's get this going. Let's
Yeah, my hype
party
boy.
up."
Make a performance or persuasion check, Sun Kong. I'll keep the music rolling.
12.
Okay. Some of them take note of you and kind of raise their hands in the air. You can see fine jewelry and stuff kind of being these kind of high rollers who come to the casino. They kind of run their hands up in the air, kind of going along with you. What was your check, Glacé?
17 intimidation.
You point the mic staff up to the dwarf, and he gives you like a curious look on his face, and goes, "Yeah, everybody, enjoy the show. Let's follow Glacé here," he says.
You heard the man. Let's party.
The
Okay.
The crowd begins to, like a gross mass of people, follow with you, Glacé.
Great.
In the shuffle, the guards are having a difficult time stepping out along with the crowd as they kind of push past. Glacé, are you going to make another performance check out here?
I can, yes. Let me see. I feel like I've been rolling really well, so I might want to inspiration, but I don't know if it's important enough right now.
Sun Kong and VD, if you guys want to push through the crowd, just give me some like a strength check or like an athletics to kind of push through them, or a dexterity, like a acrobatics check to try and just like move your way through them. Yeah.
I'll give a dex.
Yeah, Sun Kong, you're fine. You kind of like definitely move through them to catch up with Glacé.
It's a +10, so yeah.
NVD, Mean Gene, you're trying to catch up, but you kind of get caught up in the crowd.
Oh. You're in a frenzy. It's alright.
I think I want to try. I don't know if I've ever used this before.
What does your Unearthly Chorus do in terms of spell-wise, by the way?
Oh, let's see. Let's go down there and read that one. Music of a style you choose fills the air around you in a 30-foot radius. The music spreads around corners and can be heard from up to 100 feet away. The music moves you, centered on you for the duration. Until the spell ends, you make charisma performance checks with advantage. In addition,
Oh, that's good to know.
You can use a bonus action on each of your turns to beguile one creature you choose within 30 feet that can hear your music. The creature must make a charisma saving throw. If you or your companions are attacking it, the creature automatically succeeds on the saving throw. On a failure, the creature becomes friendly to you for as long as they can hear the music for up to an hour thereafter. You make charisma, deception check, and persuasion checks against creature made friendly by this spell with advantage.
Nice.
Oh, it's concentration for 10 minutes.
The sound of the music pours into the main hall.
So I get
I get advantage on performance checks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then I was also looking at enthralling performance. And this one is... I can do it once per short rest. By performing for at least 10 minutes, I can charm humanoids within 60 feet of me. At the end of my performance, my charisma modifier number... So 5 targets must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed saving throw, a target is charmed for an hour. If they succeed, it doesn't know that I tried to charm it. While charmed, the target idolizes me, hinders those opposing me, and avoids violence. This lasts until the target takes damage. I attack it, or if it sees me attacking its allies.
So good to know. You can use that if you'd like.
I think I'll wait until I see somebody important.
Alright, so give me another performance check as you step out, bursting into the main hall with your music.
Yeah, okay, so the first one I rolled a 19, and this one wasn't so good. So 30 again.
With a 30, you draw quite a large number of crowds who come to see you. The guards are wondering exactly what's going on, making sure to just watch over the events. They step forth. Ileana, you look back and see a large crowd building up behind you. What's going on over here? The Dowar steps up to check out what's going on.
I'm gonna try to like phase through everything and like go up top.
There seems to be no resistance.
Yeah. And try to go into that VIP room area.
Okay. Glosse, you are thrilling the crowd with your music. You step through and see what looks to be a almost pool, but there's almost like a an aura of energy that emanates from it, kind of encircled in this kind of steel here, that not steel but like the stone ring.
I would assume I would know somewhat about it because we all have those earpieces, right?
They didn't tell you anything, so no. No one's even used the
you don't
earring
just
so
hear
far.
hear like everybody talking? I thought it was like that.
What?
I thought it was like open.
Let me double check. Let me double check for you.
Okay.
Let's see. Is that what you guys have done? If that's the case.
That's what I assumed. Also,
Okay. I mean, yeah, that can totally happen. Let's just see what they say here. Hang on just a moment. Let me find them.
I'm not gonna lie, this whole time, all I can imagine is Ilana crying in the corner and be like, "What's wrong? There's a room full of drunk, rich people running around in a dark room, doing a loud performance in a conga line. My bags are already full."
I mean, I can always take more
The
money.
communication
But...
is possible over any distance, though it can't extend to other planes of existence.
So I'm assuming the important stuff you guys are kind of like blaring over your earpieces then.
Sure.
yeah.
So then, Ileana, you would have heard about the teleportation circle. We'll just assume that the two share that information.
Okay.
Also, Aesop, Rinkaz, in your ears, you hear the sounds of the unmistakable sounds of what seems to be Glosse's music blaring from above. Take that for what you will.
Aesop shudders.
Ileana, as these music is blaring and the crowds are going wild, you step through the portal with a flash of light. You find yourself on the balcony level. Above you, you see or in front of you rather, you see a beautiful emerald-looking, kind of like a see-through dragon's head that is slowly dribbling out water into a fountain. It seems like there is a number of very finely dressed patrons that are looking over the balcony, and then two Gold Eye who appear to be looking over as well.
So everybody kind of seems distracted by what's downstairs, I assume.
You are assuming so.
Okay. No one's directly looking at me, correct?
They're not directly looking at you.
Okay. I'm gonna try to roll a stealth
Okay.
to kind of like slink past everything going on here. That's a 26.
You feel pretty stealthy.
I do not recall which. These are two doors, right? There's one here and then there's one on the other end.
From this vantage point, you're able to see that at least the door at the far end says VIP storage.
And what's this?
Well, the right one is not marked with anything but a private that's listed on the front.
I'm gonna go this.
As you approach the
Actually,
door,
I'm gonna page into Ringcast and say, am I supposed to go to the right?
For the high rollers, I look around the room I'm in and say, yeah. I think you're right, Aesop.
Okay. The clapping for you. I'm gonna go to the right.
Ileana, the door is marked private, and where a doorknob would be, you see a small slit.
I try to put the card in there.
You put the card in, and the door does that thing where like it just opens a bit, as if giving you a way to push in.
Cool. I push in, I guess.
You step into a small room.
Whoa.
There are a number of figures seated at the chairs here. There seems to be some type of bald-headed dealer sitting at the far end of the very eloquent-looking gold table in front of them. A number of tattoos and markings are over his body. He has a majestic in his mouth. Sitting below him looks to be some fine-looking eidolon female with some type of fine fur neck piece kind of run around. She's smoking a majestic as well, but in one of those like 1950s like holder things where it's like she holds it in her hands and it's like attached at the end where she's puffing out of it. Sitting above is a very formally dressed Dowar gentleman.
Ooh.
And sitting closest to you with his back turned seems to be a very eloquent looking figure. He looks male, although he has very feminine features. It gives him a very androgynous look, and his clothes are probably some of the most extravagant you've seen out of this entire place. They all look over to you, noticing that you've walked back, and then look back to the dealer.
Can I just watch for a second?
Sure. You step in, and you see that the game looks similar to the Golden Gambit game, although there are piles of what look to be platinum pieces set up on the table.
Whoa. That's like out of my range. Okay.
If you stay here within a few moments, you feel like this game will end, allowing you to take a seat here. All of them, seeing that you entered with a card in hand, at least without a check, kind of like, you know, they get the sense that you're just another high roller who's come in to play a game here in the privacy of the room, and don't seem to pay you much mind beyond that.
Yeah, I guess let me do perception. Oops, I didn't mean to roll that. A perception on like the room, everything.
Okay, sure. Are you looking for anything in particular?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
That will be a 21, I think. Yeah, 21.
You see some fine paintings on the wall with that sort of like gold trim. It looks to be like a younger Mr. Pincher shaking hands with the likes of Lushy. On on another one seems to be the outset, like, of the beginning structures of the Dragon's Hoard Casino.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, and the extravagant items on the table, you notice that not only is there platinum pieces, but like a couple pieces of what look to be extremely fine jewelry, and even like a couple of jades and gems. Other than what I kind of explained to you about the look of the people sitting here, nothing seems out of place necessarily. It just seems like a nice... There's almost... It feels, as the door closes behind you, the sound of the riotous applause and music coming from Glossy's music almost fades out a little bit. And in here it sounds calmer. All three are quiet as they kind of place down their cards and push in coins a little bit. They all have what look to be straight poker faces on as they're kind of playing some serious high-stakes gambling in here, from what it looks like with all the platinum pieces.
Well, I don't have any, like, platinum pieces, so I should probably just leave.
You see a couple gold on the table, too.
All I have is gold, though.
You feel like, depending on how much they put in, you could play in this game. You're just unsure of exactly how much they're betting. You know, if you put in enough gold, that translates to platinum pieces. They're probably just using platinum because it's easier currency and takes less gold to put onto the table.
What is, like, the platinum to gold?
It's, I mean, I'm pretty sure, and at least in my world, I'm pretty sure it's 1 platinum is 10 gold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you get the sense that they're just using platinum because it's less to throw out on the table. But you do see a couple of gold pieces, as well as some other just like really fine items, like a solid jade-looking gem that the woman has set out on the table.
Okay. I'll wait for them to finish that, and then I'll sit.
It's not long before the game finishes, and the feminine-looking gentleman, kind of closer to your end, with a smile, reaches a hand around. He has like he's got a very glossy look to him. His garb is very illustrious and eye-provoking, and he has a number of multicolored tattoos that run across his arm as he kind of rakes in the money. He opens up a bag and pushes the coins and winnings in, and as it drops into the bag, you don't see where the bag sort of like pulls where it hits the bottom. It just seems to like fall into the bag, and as he keeps pushing and pulling it into the bag, it seems as though he's putting in more than this bag should be able to hold. And within a minute or so, he pulls the string that kind of ties it tight and puts it in his lap.
Okay.
The dealer grabs the cards and begins shuffling them and looks up at you and just kind of, waves a hand for you to take a seat.
Okay. I take a seat.
Have you been here before, ma'am? The dealer says.
I have not.
A newcomer. The Eidolon woman sitting next to you, you hear her go.
Oh, I don't like that.
The Dowar sitting in the opposite side puts a little monocle up to his eye and is kind of looking at you. 500 gold buy-in, ma'am. Golden Gambit rules otherwise.
Okay. I'll do that.
Everyone tosses in 500 gold. Oh, fuck. Alright, are you ready to play?
Yeah.
Good luck.
I don't have a lot of gold, but I have some.
You got this. Lucky dice.
Everyone puts in 500, so the pot is starting off at 2,000 gold.
Oh man.
If you'll keep track of that, Iolona, the dealer begins passing out the first set of cards.
Oh.
So that's a D8 roll.
Okay, sorry, I was trying to get out my dice.
That's all right. You notice that everyone pulls up their card, kind of off the table to take a peek at it and drops it back down. There's an illustrious looking design of the Dragon's Hoard on the back of the cards. They probably have their own custom set of cards here.
Okay, I'm gonna roll my dice. It's a 5.
Okay. The dealer points over at the Dowar. The Dowar shakes his butt in the chair a little bit. 500, he says, pushing in another 500.
Whoa.
Can I do an insight on him?
Sure.
Oof, shitty roll. That's gonna be a 12.
It is difficult to tell. He has a stone cold poker face on.
Okay.
He seems all business, and you don't really get the sense of any expression with him. These people are, you get the sense that these people are harder to read because they're playing some high stakes games. So he pushes in 500. The extravagant looking gentleman at the far end of the table looks over at you and says, another 50 gold, making it 550.
Okay. I'll put in the 550.
Okay, so you call. The woman seated at the far end kind of turns her head to, you can kind of just see like the half of her nose up to her eyes as she peers at you. You see her cheek push up a bit and get the sense that she's probably grinning. And she says, another 250.
So she's putting in 750. Is that
Mm-hmm.
correct? Can I do an insight on her?
Well, it's 550, so another 250 would put it to 800.
Oh, so she's putting in 200 more.
Well, it was raised to 550
Yeah.
by the gentleman at the far end.
Mhm.
So she's putting in another 250. So what's that? 6, 7 to 800.
Yeah, I lost count now. Hang on, let me. What did I do wrong? 3,800. So
She's putting in another
she put in
250.
550. So she put in 250. So yeah, I think I did. I think I did
So
that right.
in the
Okay.
current bet, there's 800.
Okay.
800 is current bet. The dealer says.
Oh, I wanted to roll insight on her.
Sure, sure.
Oh my god, this fucking dice. It's like a 9. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's difficult to read. Mostly because you can't really see her facial expression behind her fur, like neck coat. Almost, you get the sense that she's almost done this on purpose. Like, you know,
Yeah.
people wear their sunglasses and stuff.
Okay.
The dealer points back over at the Dowar. He kicks his feet a little bit in his chair. 20 more in, he says, raising the bet by 20 more gold. The dealer points the finger at the gentleman at the far end.
So wait, so he added. I'm sorry.
He added
How
in
much
20 more, raising the bet,
So he
putting it at 820.
So but he had already put in the 550. Sorry, I need to open up another calculator for this. So he put in 550, and then it was 850, but then he raised it to 870
Mm-hmm.
minus his 550 he already put in. So that's 320 that I'm adding here. Okay,
So what's the current pot at?
I have it at 4170, but I don't know if that's wrong.
Sounds about right.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
Okay.
The dealer points to the gentleman at the far end. He kind of knocks the table and points over at you, Ileona. The dealer points over towards you, Ileona. And hang on just a second.
Okay.
You still hear subtly outside of the quietness of the room in here the sound of the Aurora Plaza Glaces antics coming from outside. The dealer points at you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Okay, saving throws. Let's hear. That would be a 20, not natural.
You see the dealer point a finger at you and say, "It would be a shame to call it here like your friend," he says, pointing over the gentleman at the far end of the table.
So this guy called the 20?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so confused why he would say that. Okay, so this guy, I didn't add in that. I didn't know that guy called the one in the end.
He did.
So he put in another. So he had originally done the 550. So he put in. So it was 870.
It seems as though the dealer points at you and says that remark that he's insinuating that you should raise the bet.
That's what I was kind of curious on why. But why would he say that? That's so weird. I'll just call it. I don't understand why I wouldn't do that, so I'll put in the 320 to call it.
Okay. The dealer moves his finger over to the female Eidolon. "I'll call," she says, matching the bet.
Okay.
The dealer points a finger over to the Doar, who initially raised the bet. "Everyone has matched the bet?"
Yep.
"Another hand of cards," the dealer says, as he passes out some D4s.
Isn't it
or
D6?
D6s, sorry.
Okay.
D6s.
I was like, what? Alright. Fuck. I want to sleight of hand.
Yeah.
I'm sure is not gonna be well here.
Hang on just a second.
Okay.
Let's see.
This guy who has no fucking eyes. Great.
No eyes.
He doesn't have any eyes, right?
He has eyes. Everybody has eyes here.
Oh, his eyes are white and it blended in.
Yeah, they look pupilless, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's got eyes here. So your sleight of hand check would allow you to do what? Draw another card?
To like re-roll, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make that check then.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my inspiration.
Okay, not a bad idea.
Okay.
You're doing
a natty 20.
You're doing a 1d12 lightning damage to the dealer, right?
No. Alright. Okay, that's not bad. It's a 15. That's a natty 20, though.
Oh, fuck
Get
yeah!
fucked.
Oh,
So that
shit.
total is probably like 30 something. Hang on. Yeah, 30.
Yeah, you're easily able to draw another card without drawing the notice of any of them.
Okay. That's better. That's a 4. My other one was a 1, so I kind of had to do that, or else I was definitely probably going to lose. Alright, so what are the bets? Because I'm running out of money.
The dealer points over the Doar.
Is he shaking his butt like he was before?
He's shaking a little bit. It seems like this is his way of thinking.
Okay. Then I'm gonna still incite that, just in case like it shows like maybe a bead of sweat or something. Still bad. 13.
Are you trying to like sense anything out of place from him?
Just to see like anything natural wise that would show that somebody might not be pleased, like maybe like
Oh, to read
when
his
you're-
face.
yeah, something like any like body language, like to figure
Okay.
out like maybe he didn't like the card that came out or something.
What was your total again? I'm sorry.
It was 13.
Yeah, it's hard to read.
Yeah, I figured.
He's
Okay.
these is kind of it's a DC 15 to kind of check that out. He pushes in 200 gold to start things off.
Okay.
The dealer runs a finger over at the far end to the gentleman sitting adjacent to you.
Gentlemen.
He puts in 50 gold to 250.
Okay, so he's at 250. I'll
Dealer
call
points
the
over at you.
250.
Okay.
I'll push him to 250.
The dealer points over at the Eidolon woman
Mm-hmm.
and says, "High stakes. Such a shame for everyone to just match bets." The woman kind of eyes the rest of you guys. 215 the pot right now.
Yeah.
She reaches into her purse and pulls out. "I raise it by 500, she says, pushing 500 in.
So she raised it another 250.
She raises it by actually 500.
So she's putting in 750.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. This fucking bitch. Can I insight her, please?
Sure.
Actually, can I insight and perception? I want to insight her like card read, but I want a perception on their interaction to see if essentially he's trying to convince her to bet more and maybe she just fell for it.
Sure.
Okay. Insight is finally something decent. It's a 25.
Oh, 25.
And, yeah. And that's her card, her, like, me reading how she saw her cards. And then the other one, which is their interaction, which was perception, that's, I think, a 15. Let me see what that is. Yeah, 15.
So with your 25 insight, this woman that you can kind of see the top half of her face has kept a pretty, like, stone cold look on her face, similar to the other people sitting at the table. As the dealer points over and mentions, kind of suggesting, almost like he did to you, that she should not call but instead raise, there's almost like a glazed over look in her eyes as she reaches into her purse and pushes the gold onto the table.
I think.
And then
Okay.
with your perception check, what were you trying to kind of figure out?
That's what I was figuring
Oh,
out.
okay. Then yeah, besides that, the other two don't seem to really take notice. The gentleman sitting at the far end of the table looks over at you and then just back to his card.
Okay. So now it's the penguins. Penguins go. She put in 500, so he would have to put in another 500.
"I call," he says.
Okay. Holy fuck! If I win all this gold, I'll be so happy.
How much is in the pot?
7,080.
Holy shit. The dealer points over at the gentleman at the far end. He looks to you, Ilion, and smirks. "I call as well."
Okay. Can I do an insight on the sparking?
Sure.
Oh my god! I saw the 20 roll. It hit my keyboard, bounced back, and was a 2. That's fucking trash. I think that's like a 8 or something. Yeah, 8.
Yeah, it looks like he's just being playful, maybe.
Teehee, he reminds me of Glass.
He does.
I'll call.
Everyone has called, the dealer says. The final round, he says.
Ooh.
Dealing out the D4s.
Okay, boys, give me a 4. Here's a 2. Yeah. It's gonna be a close game, I can feel it. I want to, as soon as I get my card, kind of chuckle a little bit louder and maybe do like a deception.
To try to force somebody to fold?
Yeah.
Okay. Who are you trying to... Well, are you just doing it in general?
Yeah, to see if like
Okay.
anybody will
Okay.
fold to it. Come on, big rolls. Whew, that's a good one. That'll be a 21.
The Dowar and the gentleman at the far end look over at you and then back at their cards. The woman sitting next to you looks over and you almost notice a bit of perspiration on her brow, and she looks back at her card. But she doesn't drop out.
She won't fold. Okay.
Yeah. The
Dowar.
dealer points over at the Dowar.
Go big. Or go home,
He says, leaning in at you, Ileana, with his monocle on his eye.
That's right, buddy.
He pushes in 300 gold.
Okay.
The dealer runs a finger over at, let's see, the gentleman at the far end. Go big or go home, he says. I raise another 200 for 500.
So he puts in
total.
500. Okay.
The dealer points at you, Ileana.
I want to try to do another deception as I place my bet.
All right, sure.
I want to laugh even louder and and push in 1,000 gold.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
Ooh-wee.
And go, I guess it's go big or go home.
And as you do
by the
that,
way, if I do this, I'm pretty much broke, guys, so just so you know.
As you do that, Glace, in the middle of your act, there is one of the fans who hands you a letter.
Oh.
Who says, something from Lushy wanted me to deliver it to you. From a individual who calls himself Killer Mech.
Oh.
Ooh, did I get inspiration?
You got a Wyrd Bits package.
Nice.
What is that? What does that get?
You get to roll a 1d4 plus 1, and that's how many Wyrd Bits you find inside as your piece of fan mail.
This is so cool. Hold on, 1d4. Thank you, Killer Mac.
Yeah, thank you, Killer Mech.
Thank you, Killer Mac. Oh my fucking
Oh
god.
shit,
Oh,
there's
what a
5
job.
nice Wyrd Bits from Killer Mech inside.
ASAP's not here to
Just write it
Put
on
them in the
sheet.
pot. Yeah, just
Yeah.
keep them in mind. So,
Nice.
yeah, thanks, Killer Mech. That's very cool
Thank
of
you.
you. Back to the game at hand. You see a bead of sweat now drip down the female's brow. As I call, she says.
Did you want me to roll my deception?
Oh, yeah, please do.
Okay. Alright, I just rolled all my fucking d20s for like that whole time trying to figure out which one to use. Let's see.
It'd be difficult to do another deception, but you did put in 1,000,
Okay.
so that totally makes sense.
It's gonna be a 16.
With that, it goes over to the female. She looks over at you and
Sure, wink.
says, I call, like she did previously.
Okay.
But you still see that she is kind of sweating.
Probably because of that fucking jacket she's wearing. Come on.
The dealer points over at the Dowar.
I call, he says.
So he originally bet, what, 500?
He originally put in 300.
300, so he's putting in 700, okay.
Yeah, he put in 300. It was raised to 500 by the gentleman at the far end. Then you put in 1,000, up to 1,000, right?
Yeah.
So it went to the female Eidolon who put in 500 to match it, or 1,000 to match it. I don't know, whatever that total is.
Yeah. No, she hadn't bet yet, so she put in
You're
1,000.
right. She would have to put in 1,000, and then the Dowar, as you said correctly, would have to put in the 700.
Okay.
Or,
So we're looking at a pot
yes.
at around 10,700.
Holy shit.
Everyone has matched the deal. The dealer says,
Oh, that guy hasn't. This guy.
"Oh, you're right." The guy at the far end kind of taps the table and says, "I'll call."
So he's only putting in 450, I believe, because I'm pretty sure he put 550.
He matched it up to 500, so he puts in 500.
500. Okay,
Yep.
so he's putting 500. Okay.
So now with that, the dealer says, everyone has matched. Please, reveal your cards.
Ooh.
You want me to tell you first, or you to tell me
Yes,
first?
I want you to tell me first.
You watch as the female Eidolon next to you flips over her 3 cards, equaling out to a 9.
Okay.
You see the penguin, the Dowar, the penguin-looking humanoid, similar size to you at the far end of the table, flips over his cards to a 10.
Okay.
And finally, you see the gentleman sitting at the end of the table gives each of you a smile and flips over his cards to an 11.
I also had an 11.
Ooh.
Oh, shit. I think there's a rule for that, actually.
Yeah, I think it's probably split.
I think you guys
which
split.
would make sense. Yeah.
Let's scroll up somewhere along here. Golden Gambit. Let's see.
Yeah, ties split the 80%.
Okay. So
Ties
let me
split
do-
the 80%. So go ahead and let the house take their share of the 20%.
Okay.
And then go ahead and
So-
split it.
What would be left is 8,960 divided by 2. So we're both getting 4,480 gold.
Nice.
The dealer uses the sliding, gamblers' little rakes and pushes the gold pieces your way. It's in various forms as they kind of just toss it on the table. There's a couple platinum pieces here, a couple gems. Stuff that, you can just write down as gold, but it's like in a different pieces of currency. Very good game, the dealer says.
How much did you make off of that?
I made an additional a little bit over 1,000 because I originally had 3,000 something, so now I'm at 5,231.
Not bad.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm not playing these fucking shit games anymore.
Cheating somehow, though.
This is scary. What did you say?
He tried to do wisdom stuff on you.
I would assume, and I don't know, but I would assume that since they make 20%, he just wants everybody to bet as much as possible.
Bunch of crook.
As you go to leave, Ileana, we will jump back down to those 2 in the barracks. Rinkaz and Aesop.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I was we left off. I nudged on Steve's arm and said, "Let's check out the place." And I wanted to check out, like, try to make enough noise to where Vander looks up, and I'm like trying to make my vaccinator. I'm assuming he would know what vaccinators are. Like, it has something to do with.
He did work with Decker, so it's a possibility. But he isn't currently looking at you, so make some type of check to draw his attention.
What would I make?
I'd like to try and distract a few of them by talking to ease her attempt.
Okay, go ahead and do what you would do, seeing Aesop over near the cage.
I start walking up and go over to the door. Oh, you must be the head of these guys, right?
I'm talking to the dwarf.
Yeah.
Indeed I am, he says, looking over at you.
I can see that. I mean, not I as in I, but you got some nice pupils here. I mean, you really patched them together.
Make some type of check. At disadvantage.
Persuasion?
Sure, sure, to draw his attention. I'd take a performance, too, to draw his attention.
16.
That's not bad. He begins explaining to you, that's part of the gold eyes. We can see the gold in your pockets. Actually, we can see any type of metal, or copper or lead. It's how we keep weapons out of the hands of those who shouldn't be walking in with them.
Oh, then you can see. Look, I turn around and point towards my back, and you can see the slug that I took in my ass one time from the shootout at a bar. Oh man!
Do you really have one there?
No, just say it.
He kind of sneers,
you
not
checking
wanting
me
to,
out?
not wanting to sense it. Aesop, you can do your check now.
Oh, I forgot I was Aesop. Sorry. I was like, what is Luke doing? Oh yeah. Okay. I guess maybe get a sleight of hand check, maybe like rattle the. Ooh, no, because they would hear.
I mean, a sleight of hand check could be used to sort of like. I'll allow you to do that to try and draw his attention and no one else's, to be sneaky. That makes sense with a sleight of hand check, sure.
Okay. Oh god, this is glacés. I don't want to curse it. Let me get the other one. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Better now. Well, that's gonna be a. Oh, he's not. Still an 8.
Just standard 8?
It's an 8.
It's enough. You see who you're assuming is Vander kind of look up from his hands and see you. Seeing you in the suit, his eyes light up a little bit, and he eyes over towards the guards and then just kind of looks back at you a bit wide-eyed as if he's unsure what to do, but he's being very quiet.
Okay. Does he look like he's been beat up at all?
No, but he just kind of he doesn't look beat up from what you can see. Maybe disappointed that he got caught. You know, it kind of has a dour mood to him with his head in his hands, but you don't see any bruises or anything on him. But he does seem to take notice that you have your vaccinator uniform on.
I'm looking through almost Aesop's character sheet just to see if there's something I can do. Oh man. Okay. So this looks like we can't go through here, or is this something that we?
There's like, I mean, these cross hatches are basically like bars. You know, it's like holding cells essentially.
Okay. Oh.
Ugh. You hear the half ogre shift in his sleep. He scratches his stomach. you now see that Vander has like pushed himself up against the wall, seeing that he's actually in the same cell as the large half ogre.
Oh. Did we have a plan before? Like, did Lincoln this, like, I know somebody was like talking about smoke bombs, but wasn't that for the whole?
It's okay if you don't remember the plan. It's almost 7.
Yeah, I don't remember the plan, but
To be fair, I think me and him were just gonna kind of wing it until we found
Yeah.
everything out.
I don't think either Rink or Aesop had a particular plan other than surveilling the floors.
okay.
Just because, you know, you're in here and see it now doesn't mean you can't potentially come back. You just would have to come up with some good excuse. But do you guys want me to kind of put this on hold and shift somewhere else?
Absolutely. Well, if that's
fine.
what you discuss.
Actually, gotta head out in a few minutes.
All right. So we'll kind of do our wrap up here. Glosse, you are thrilling the crowd with your music.
My variety show.
Your variety show. Are you still just dancing and singing and twirling around your staff?
Yeah, and like I'm putting my mic up to other people's mouths so they can say stuff too. And I'm sure Mean Gina started that mean conga line already.
You know it.
Mean Gene, at this point you're able to sort of like push past most people. The crowd is still kind of pushing some of the guards back into the room, although one of them is able to push through at this point. A conga line begins to form behind Mean Gene. Glosse, you are singing and dancing and twirling around your mic staff. When out in the distance, let's zoom in on these guys here. So you're doing your thing, Mean Gene, Sun Kong, and Glosse, as you guys are just trying to draw the attention of those left in at the far rims of the main floor. Stepping in, you see, coming through the main entranceway, a figure who has reddish-looking hair and has this reddish-green armor around him, who steps in. He's followed by 3 more individuals. There is a bulky-looking, dark-skinned male, a rather eloquent-looking, what you assume is probably an eidolon, a dwarf. Stepping in along with them seems to be a probably slightly younger, maybe late 20s, early 30s, female with a patch over her eye. These almost look more like a party of wild knots or adventurers, and not patrons of the casino.
Oh no.
They're all pretty eloquently dressed, though, as if to find a way to gain entry. Finally stepping through the doors, running a finger across a very nice-looking gold-trimmed hat, and donning fine clothing. Although he's dressed differently, all 3 of you, well, 2 of you especially, since Nvidi wouldn't be able to recognize him, you see one more figure stepping through the front doors.
Oh my god!
You guys see Diedrich stepping through. And that is where we will call this session.
Diedrich!
Diedrich.
So, did you guys have fun this session?
Yeah, it was great.
Good.
Yeah, it was great.
It was fucking great, right, guys? Thank you for playing with me, guys.
I wish I would have won that whole 10k though. I wish
I
I would have
mean,
got like a 10.
I was doing straight rolls, so it was a possibility.
know.
I was doing no tricks, except for maybe that guy that may have been doing some spells, but let's not pay attention to him.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that guy was, but I couldn't see it because it wouldn't fucking let me see it.
You could have done you could have done an Arcana check.
I would have not. I have a
That's
like
okay.
a 1 in Arcana, so I don't think I
So,
would have gotten.
That's true. You can always fish for 20s.
True.
Iliona's just finishing, kind of pushing quite a bit of gold in her bag either way. Aesop and Rinkaz are down in the barracks trying to come up with some way to potentially maybe break Vander out. And Glosse and the others are giving the performance of a lifetime when they see a group of what looks to be wild knots stepping through the front doors.
Whoop, whoop.
Good intern Aesop today. I'm just sad he didn't get to hear all the bad puns.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So thank you guys for playing. Thank you, Apricot Droop Fruit. I hope I'm saying that right.
Commander Root.
Commander Root. I think he's just like a bot or something who just
Commander Bot.
Killer Mech, thank you for watching it, and thank you for buying a Weird Bit package. That was cool of you.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Skinny.
Fans.
You have fans, Glossy.
There goes my
Skinny Seahorse is back.
Skinny Seahorse is back. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Brandon Taco Scrambler, for watching. And thank you, Zenikiber? Or Zane Kyber.
Kerbar.
He's like a
Zane
Yu-Gi-Oh
Kyber.
player. Zane.
Whoop.
Thank you for watching. As you guys watch, you'll build up loyalty points that you can use to buy cool stuff for everybody. Like inspiration for them, or for me to use on NPCs.
Don't waste it on the DM.
You can do that. You can buy Weird Bit packages for the group so they can use it to either exchange it for cash or use it to build cool stuff on the ship. Their spaceship, their Spelljammer. Or other cool stuff. You can check out those details on our Twitch page below the stream. You can find out all those details in the info there. We also upload these videos up to our YouTube channel. You can just type in Weird and Wild or God Mode and find our way there. I'd give you the address, but it's kind of spelled weird. But yeah, thank you for watching, and we will catch you guys next week. I hope you had fun. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.